Hello, welcome to Wednesday Night Cobalt then, and yes, and this is the second season of Cobalt about to get into action right now. This is going to be the first time for a lot of the it's going to be the first time the Cobalt's ever racing in Bahrain. Of course, we started off at the British Grand Prix for Cobalt last season. This is the first season that Cobalt is going to be having a full host. Going to be a full calendar, isn't it? With 20 Grand Prix ahead of these drivers. And sorry, I know. Swallow my tongue now. And let's take a look then. It is the Alfa Romeo team. Of course, they were magnificent last season, weren't they? With absolutely incredible drive from you, mad bro. However, of course, it was the Racing Point team who won the constructors last season, didn't they? With that, with Irvine and Joseph, absolutely a strong pairing, but they will not win it this season, as both team and drivers are not in this season. And Brooksy is the first driver then and is going to be driving the Alfa Romeo team, a very strong driver straight from the get go, and he has to be one of the favourites for me. Then he potentially could have and should have been in bronze been promoted to bronze if he didn't have that issue in Russia, potentially. And Dukanko or Duncan or Dave, and it depends on my day really when I'm commentating. But Dukanko and Brooksy, I think that Alfa Romeo finished second last season, would like to go one better and win the Constructors' Championship this season. And Dukanko, I'm making a bold claim here right now. I think he's going to be at least a Grand Prix winner by the end of the season, maybe even a multiple Grand Prix winner. He is a very talented young man indeed, isn't he? Next out is the Williams team then, of course, who finished third in the Constructors last season, if I'm not very much mistaken, which I have a feeling I am really. I should really get me notes out, shouldn't I really? But there we go. As normal, I am prepared to fail or fail to prepare then, as they say. Many things then, of course, who was a reserve last season, is making the step up to a full-blown driver here tonight, and he is going to be his fifth Grand Prix start, and many things is got a very good healthy points collection, isn't he? Many things out there, and I think Williams do want a driver that is going to be consistently banging in those points, and that's exactly what they want, isn't it? And Picasso going from Mercedes to the Williams team. Then Picasso, then, of course, up at last season, remember, he came into ALR, hadn't driven the cars in such a long time in anger then, but he did really start to find his groove, didn't he, at the end of last season? So this season, and I think that he will be he'll be aiming for maybe even a couple of wins under his belt. Then the Red Bull team is next then on our listed teams lineup, isn't it? As a Red Bull team then, of course, has been very much in the news, haven't they? Really, after that Hamilton and Verstappen clashing at Silverstone just over a week ago. Then let's hope we don't have any clashes here tonight in Cobalt. Then, and in the Red Bull team we have Winnie, who so it's not Vinny, it is Winnie. Then, so I was calling Winnie Vinny last season, wasn't I? But Winnie, who is in the Red Bull team then, of course, 10 points there for Winnie, with 2 DNFs as well, and that is quite a good characteristic to have, isn't it, there, of making it to the end of the Grand Prix, especially there in league racing. There can be some crazy races, isn't there? Styles is next then as well. Of course, Styles was a part of the Haas team, and unfortunately the Haas team, first ever team in ALR history to finish off in negative points there, so Haas really need to put that to one side. And Styles, I think, was very unlucky at the for most of his races last season, but he'll be open a new game, a new challenge as well there for Styles. Next is the AlphaTauri team, then the second of the Honda-powered cars, and then the last of the Honda-powered cars as well. Then for AlphaTauri, then of course they got a bit of a new colour scheme, haven't they? So a bit more of the darker blue, haven't they? Which I quite like this colour scheme actually. I like the last season's colour scheme as well, but this I think of this season they've really upped, haven't they? Hammer time then, of course. Enough about the colour schemes. Let's talk about the driver, shall we? Hammer time then, who I think like Brooksy, I think is going to be up there for challenging for the championship, the Cobalt Championship, and to be the second ever Cobalt World Champion. And he had a Grand Prix win, didn't he? Hammer time did then, and hopefully to really kick on from that one as well. Boots Delight then, a former bronze champion then, former bronze driver I should say, who has been relegated then from a bronze into Cobalt as well, remaining with the same team that he was driving in for last season, which of course was the AlphaTauri team then. So hopefully that similar surroundings then may may help him this season then. So good stuff indeed then from Boosters Light then. Up next is the McLaren team then, of course, from Woking, and of course with a new power unit as well this season. The McLaren was did have the Renault in the back of their car. Now they have the Mercedes. It just seems right, doesn't it, of having the McLaren Mercedes. Sounds so much better, doesn't it? It just feels right, doesn't it, having the Mercedes in the back of the McLaren, doesn't it? And in the McLaren team we have Scooby Stew, a former talking of Mercedes, and of course Scooby Stew having the same power unit behind him, but a different team then. Of course he was from Mercedes. Now he is going to the McLaren team. 11th in the championship last season, and can he break into that top 10 this season for Scooby Stew? Well, it started off a reserve driver then, but he's been ever present in Cobalt, almost in every race apart from one. And Smithy Almighty then, who was a bronze driver. Of course, the last couple of races for last season there, he did drive, didn't he, for the McLaren team, didn't he, Smithy Almighty then? So he's staying with the McLaren team as well, Smithy is then. So good stuff indeed then, of course, then. So really he can bounce on this one. He had a very good start to his Cobalt campaign, didn't he? So Smithy then is very much going to be a midfield runner, I would hazard a guess then. Up next is the Ferrari team. We've seen the first free driver lineups, haven't we? And the Ferrari team are looking strong in every single category, and they're also looking strong in Cobalt as well. And why do you hear us? Let me show you why as well, because in the Ferrari we are going to have Kaz, who is Kaz, who remains with the Scuderia team then. So similar surroundings there for Kaz then. Of course, 16 points there for last season there for, oh gosh, there. Yeah, so it should say Kaz up there, but it says Shadows instead then. But yes, Kaz there with 10 starts and with 16 points as well. And alongside Kaz then in the Ferrari is going to be Cosmo, who's gone from the Red Bull to the red car. It is it's going to be the Ferrari team now for Cosmo as well. Finished 15th in the Drivers' Championship last season. And 5 DNS there for Cosmo though. He needs to nip that in the bud, doesn't he, if he wants a strong campaign there for Cobalt in his second season here. Up next is the Mercedes AMG Patronus car then. And yes, and of course then from Brackley, isn't it? The car that was formerly the Honda team, formerly the Braun team, and of course they've had a load of guys over the years, haven't they? The former BAR team as well. And before then it was the Turo team. Goodness gracious me! In it then a driver who was in the Alfa Romeo, finished second in the constructors last season. So Mercedes have got a very strong, capable driver. ZGS did drop off towards the end of last season, didn't he? But 9th in the championship at the end there. And Mercedes will be very happy to have ZGS on board there. So that is great stuff indeed there for the Mercedes team then. And alongside them is going to be Buck Assen, who is a former, reserve driver, isn't he? And he is now making the step up then to Cobalt as well. And this will be his first ever Cobalt race starting here tonight in Bahrain. Looking forward to seeing what Buck Ass can do then. But yeah, in the previous race in LR, he has been quite strong, hasn't he? Where am I? Bronze, that's it. Next is the Haas team then. And of course, the American based car, believe it, or well, you probably might think it's from another nation on the older planet Earth, isn't it? But it is from America for now, anyway. Is the Haas team now. Unfortunately, the Haas are the only team in ALR history now to finish on negative points. But this season, then, I think it might be a slightly different story than Iron Knight, then, who was another. Oh, I'm going to make another bold prediction there, but I think Iron Knight then is going to be a strong candidate then to go up into a bronze for next season. And he hasn't won a Grand Prix yet, though, has he, Iron Knight? But he also needs to nip those DNFs in the bud as well. Righty, going from the McLaren team over to the Haas team as well. Righty is that. Of course, he finished 10th in the Drivers' Championship last season. Righty, another points collector as well. And lack of DNFs then is showing that he's a consistent cookie, isn't he? Righty, so good stuff indeed. The Haas team is very much going to be up for that. Now, as like with the other draws, then we finish off with the two new teams, then, don't we? And it is the Alpine Renault car is first up, then, which was formerly known as the Renault team, but now is Alpine, isn't it? Now they've gone for more of their sports car, sports car branding, haven't they? Alpine is, and so it's a shame we've dropped the yellow car actually, because I quite like the yellow car, as we've got a lot of blue on the grid there, not just only in Cobalt but in every other league as well. Starburst, who finished 4th in the championship last season, was very unlucky to miss out, wasn't he? With that, of course, there I think it was the Italian. He started off so well, but the Italian Grand Prix. it's one of the flash points for me where it started to go a bit wrong there for Starburst there, as potentially though those points he lost when he had an incident in his car may have unfortunately changed the course of his championship, I feel. Jinner, a front row start in the Russian Grand Prix as well before him and his teammate Brooksy came a bit too perilously close there, but Jinner has the speed there. He just needs to just needs to score some more points, doesn't he? Jin does. And last but no means least, it is the Aston Martin. I was going to say Alfa Romeo there for some reason. The Aston Martin, the British Racing Green, back on the Formula One grid as well, which is good to see, isn't it? As we all want a green car on the grid, don't we? And of course, with the legendary status of Aston Martin as well. And the two drivers then going to add to their history is what we're going to be asking tonight. Then Liam D, who finished in the 19th in Cobalt last season there with 1 point to his name there, but Liam D in the pre-season so far has been looking strong then, but he does need to finish those races, don't he? 60 NS there, which has contributed to the main reason why he didn't score many points last season. And finally, Sir Dave, who's dropped from bronze into Cobalt this season as well. Sir Dave is to make his debut here tonight then. Those are the 20 drivers then that are going to be taking part in Cobalt for season 2. Thank you, Pa Sean. Hello to the here and now. We are here ready to go for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I've just turned my stream off, so that's not good, is it? But yes, here we are then for the Bahrain Grand Prix, which, by the way, I think just looking at that lineup there, it's a cracking lineup, but I think that Liam D and Sir Dave are not driving in the Aston Martin. They are driving in the Alpine car, so it looks like the last two and then vice versa. So Jinner is also driving for the Aston Martin, if you get the cut of my jib then. But there we go. So obviously someone's made a bit of error there, but I would blame myself, but I'm not going to blame myself. Goodness gracious me. Let's move on to more pressing matters, shall we? Before we do so tonight, actually, I want to extend a good some shout outs actually to a few people that have subscribed as of late. Absolutely great stuff indeed. Then Connect Zen, who subscribed to us last night. Thank you very much, Connect Zen, who had a cracking drive last night as well. Paige also subscribing to us as well. Thank you very much indeed. That's absolutely great stuff. I'm loving all this. Underground Racer and also Nadine also subscribing to us as well. Thank you very much. And that is in the last couple of days according to me owed emails. Anyway, I wish it would come up as a mini feed, unfortunately, but I think I broke my mini feed, which is a bit annoying. But there we go. But yeah, thank you to all you guys that have recently subscribed as well, as Budrise also subscribed to us last month in June then. So thank you very much to everyone. Oh, and Dynamite also subscribed to us back in the 27th of June as well. So just a quick shout out for those guys there. Thank you very much indeed there. I should be a professional YouTuber now and say like, share, and subscribe. All that kind of all that great old stuff. Right then, let's get on with the Grand Prix, shall we? Yeah, so then the build up is now raring to go. Then let's take a look at the comments, shall we? Then before we get going for real, and it is Dylan who is first. Said he was first on Monday night. Now he's also first in the comments as well, as he says evening. Percy Percy and Picasso doing their own chance here. They do love Brooksy. Of course, that is Picasso. I gotta say, he sounds like a very big a fan of Brooksy, but I'm sure that Picasso will not be giving him any inch on the track whatsoever. Dylan there is a good old shout out then for the AlphaTauri drivers. Serious much and then good evening all then. Of course, a legendary Arsenal manager there, wasn't it? Serious much and I just quoted there. Good stuff indeed. Then Kakarot Goku evening then. Picasso saying a couple of wins there, wins there. Big words there from myself. And I do believe that Picasso will elevate himself to the next level now. I think he's got his feet under the table, and now he is raring to get going, isn't he? As Dylan saying, you never know then, especially as in the last 3 Grand Prix here in ALR. We've had 3 new Grand Prix winners, haven't we? So that's absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Brooksy doesn't have his very trusty engineer beside him tonight, so that might be. Let's see how he goes there. Milan saying saying tip of the day, do not get pole position. Definitely not. All three of our pole sitters over the course of the last couple of days have not gone on to win the Grand Prix, so maybe pole position is a poison chalice indeed, and Dylan is definitely agreeing with that. Percy saying good luck to all the drivers, especially Brooksy. Search Russia there saying, poor Iron Knight and writing, my eyes are hurting for you, as I thought you liked the livery. Serious Russian there was, I don't think he does. Serious Russian really doesn't. Liam D saying, only just got the new controllers. They been playing on a broken one for 3 months, and great to be back there from that Hammer as well. Thank you very much there for your comments. Keep them coming in, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Then, as we're now just about to get ready then for the start, and Gunnar saying good luck then to all the drivers as well. Then, as we have got 18 drivers in at the moment, and we are about to get going in just a jiffy. Then 3 DRS zones around Bahrain. First Grand Prix that was on the first Grand Prix in Formula One history was back in 2004. My goodness gracious me! There, of course, it's a fun bit of fact for you. Then this race was actually meant to be towards the back end of the season. It was meant to be China round 3 of 2004, but they had to swap China and Bahrain around because the Chinese Grand Prix wasn't ready. And Bahrain was. So that's so a little bit of trivia for you there. Is Bahrain then, as more often than not, has been at the front end of the calendar, hasn't it? Since then, and apart from last season, and where of course it was postponed towards near the end, and that's very unusual. F1 2020. I may sound like I might have a lisp sometimes tonight, and as unfortunately I dropped a a monitor a monitor arm, well, a very heavy monitor arm on my face, and I've actually smashed half my teeth out. So yeah, that's not very good then. So I'm off to the dentist tomorrow, and I've got to say I'm absolutely terrified of the dentist. But there we go. So that is going to be quite a shock to the system then for me tomorrow, unfortunately. So yeah, I hope you're all going to be thinking of me at 5 o'clock tomorrow when I'm going under the drill and all that kind of stuff. And there's oh gosh, I am not looking forward to that at all. I really hate the dentist. I don't think I've been there in almost a couple of years now. I think the last time I went there was oh gosh, almost 2 years now ago. Goodness gracious me! I think it was even before I started commentating. My word. Anyway, enough about my appalling day today. Then in terms of the history here in Cobalt tonight, well, there's not much history at all because this is only Cobalt's second season, and this is only Cobalt's 12th Grand Prix in its very young career in ALR. Of course, that is as we only did half a season last season, didn't we? With Cobalt, so I got adjust my seating position. So I've broke myself completely now, so I'm very much at an angle. So I'm kind of looking upwards. So I think myself is going to be on the floor by the weekend, as I've broke the bracket. I don't think I put it together anyway, but there we go. I'm not a man of many talents, and I'm certainly not a man of the old DIY or any of that kind of stuff. I haven't got the brain capacity. It took me almost 3 hours to put this sofa together, so I'm really appalling. And the desk that I actually bought for work. Almost back over a year ago now, when we first went to lockdown. It took me 5 days to put together, but as you were. Anyway, enough about that. So I'm not a man that does a lot of physical kind of stuff. But as you could probably tell, if anyone has seen me in the old flesh and bone, I think the only people have ever seen me in flesh and bones from the ALR world is probably the Hiltons, which was a bit of a shock for them too, wasn't it, to say the very least. Then right then, as the countdown is on, then we are starting to get going then for the race itself. Serious Rush saying, geez, I'm having a bad week. I really am then, I got to say. It made my eyes very much watery as well then. I got to say, it's quite painful at the moment. And what made it worse is I did it about, I dropped this... I dropped this arm on me about 4 o'clock. So, and then I had to go into a board meeting about 5, so that wasn't good, was it? But never mind. What can you do? As I just sat there and just smiled and waved. That's kind of what I do in my line of work then. Right then, here we go then. This is the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix for Cobalt as well. 19 drivers that are on the grid as we are about to get going as well then. Of course, let's take a look at the runners and riders. We've got J-Dog then. I think that this is going to be his debut tonight then for J-Dog then. I've also got Mad Dog as well, who is also, I think he's driven driven in a race before then, but good stuff indeed. That Paris is also in then as a reserve drivers on. Same with Casal as well. So lovely stuff then. We got 19 drivers in then. Unfortunately, we didn't have the 4 hosts, have we? So this is the first race in the 4 days so far that it hasn't a full grid, unfortunately, as we are about to get going then. Well, we're already about to get going, aren't we? But no one is very keen to go out onto the track yet, are they? So they're all just sitting and waiting in the pits then, seeing who is going to blink first. And it feels like the old school Formula One days from back in the late 90s, wasn't it? Where we had 1 hour qualifying sessions, didn't we? And it was kind of like it was whoever blinks first kind of thing. And usually it was the Minardi team, usually the Minardi and the Tyrrell team and the Arrows teams going out, wasn't it really? As they want to get some sponsor, want to get some TV airtime, didn't they, to get their sponsors on TV, wasn't it? As they used to be the guinea pigs who went out and cleared up the track there. And here we go then. Well, as Picasso saying, we have a full grid. Have I missed? I've only got 19 there. Am I telling porkies? I think I have indeed that. Sir Dave, unfortunately, has a grid penalty there for his shenanigans in Abu Dhabi last time. That unfortunately is he blocked someone in qualifying in Abu Dhabi as he ran out of fuel, unfortunately, and then he went on and had a collision there with Vintage. By the way, Brooks has got an absolutely fantastic helmet design. I'm loving that. As he is now out on track then to start us off then and start off our Cobalt adventure then here tonight. And this is Wednesday night then. This is Cobalt, and he is now out on the circuit as well. And let's see what he can do then. Oh, is Picasso's not in the session now? As he is going to join when he's got the update. I gotta say, Picasso, I had the same issue as well. I'm sure I've seen you in the it's because I thought I was looking for a Mercedes Picasso. I absolutely apologise. That is appalling. That's appalling journalism by myself. I'm so sorry, Picasso. Yes, I was looking for the Mercedes team, Mercedes for Picasso as well. On board, Brooksy. Brooksy has let one of the AlphaTauris go by I think it was of Liam. It wasn't Liam D, was it? Liam D is in the the Alpine, isn't it? It is at Hammer Time as well. Then, of course, another driver then who I would suspect then that is going to be a big time player then in this league this season as well. Then is Hammer Time now going over the crest of the hill then before he comes in to turn 13 and now dropping down the hill as well. Yes, of course, we've had a new update. We're now on Formula 1 2021 is now on patch 105, isn't it? Good stuff, Fed. I'm not really sure. I think that Dan Murphy, who's our patch king, he's given us a couple of notes, hasn't he, about the patch this tonight. Unfortunately, I haven't read it because I've been to work, and that's my excuse, and I am sticking with it. So everyone tonight, oh goodness me, Hammer Time now, having to correct the oversteer in that AlphaTauri car, otherwise he was going to go straight to the scene of the accident then, and just drop in into turn 4 as well. Picasso saying, I've been relegated to Williams after my poor performance the last season then. I think that this might be a promotion, my good sir, albeit I'm not sure if Valtteri Bottas is going to be thinking that if he does get dropped from the Mercedes to the Williams team, or perhaps even the Alfa Romeo team, who knows it. But I say that the Williams team looks very nice this season. I must say, I quite like the Williams team this season, and I really wish I was driving the Williams team this season. It's a much nicer design than last season. Just watching Hammer Time then, so he's going to be the first driver to set a time on the board then. We have got 18 cars in this qualifying session. Picasso is currently racing to get in the session now as well, as he is just having the update then. Hammer Time then, I thought he's touching the curb, and that's very precariously close into that very slippery curb there. Becca is saying, wow now, nothing wrong with the Williams at Mon. Of course, then I quite like the Williams there, but I think the Picasso, when he gets it out into the track, then he is not going to be concerned about the car. He is going to be concerned about the performance of himself and the car as well, actually. Hammer Time now, so that's the fastest lap of the session so far, as we're 5 minutes into this one, and out the final turn there comes up Brooksy. Brooksy goes second fast, around 0.2 of a second away from Hammer Time, who is the benchmark at the moment. Now, I love that shot, by the way. Absolutely fantastic. Jinner has invalidated his time now. Jinner has that, and I'm expecting big things from this man, Jinner, tonight. And hopefully, And hopefully I haven't put the old jinx on him either. Just on board then. Kalsa is, oh goodness me, he's out an excursion there. He steered in, he steered out, he steered back in, and now he is in the car park. I know, just trying to recover back on. Starbus said, who had a cracking start to his Cobalt career last season in the first opening 3 or 4 rounds. Had very good stuff indeed there from Starburst, and he's now second fast at the moment. Kalsa on the medium tires there, having a couple of issues. That is just joining the Alfa Romeo car. J-Dog is also out there at the moment as well, and I see a Alpine car of, I think he's not on a quick lap at the moment. Is he back on board there with Ducanco? Liam is having, he's out of qualifying as well, I think. Well, I'm trying to see where he is, and he's oh goodness me, then that's not good at all, is it, there for Liam D out of qualifying then, and that is both the Alpine cars who are done and dusted then already in this session, and that's a big blow for the team making their debut here tonight. And of course their former existence was the Renault team, but unfortunately now they're the Alpine, but unfortunately they're both out of qualifying already in this qualifying session. Here comes J-Dog now out of the final turn, and J-Dog is, and I think he's got a default helmet there, so I'm very disappointed in you, J-Dog. But no, to be fair, he's a reserve tonight, isn't he? And Picasso is in the session, and that is absolutely fantastic news, isn't it, for you and I? And oh, loving that helmet there from Paris. Oh, I can't remember. Someone had a cracking helmet design last night, but I think that's taken the award for me then for helmet of the week. I love it. Unfortunately, it might not be the lap of the week so far for Paris, as unfortunately he's invalidated this time. So I'll leave him to it for a minute. Here comes Smith Almighty. I gotta say, when he came in, when he did 3 races for the McLaren team at the end of last season in Cobalt, and I think he drove that McLaren up the order, didn't he? Smith Almighty did. I'm expecting him to have a very solid season. He's 7 fast at the moment, on a 27.4 for the McLaren. Then Stars head out of the pits at the moment. Then so just watching Stars head in the Red Bull. Then he's just getting himself warmed up. Mad Dog also out on the track as well. Scooby Stew just starting us up. And let me carry on with the comment, shall we? Because I am absolutely waffling away, and I've been ignoring you. Vintage there, of course. He had his first ever podium, didn't he? In, oh my gosh, there, what is going on? And it's Vinny who's had a couple of issues there, and it's a 5-place grid penalty, and that is not good at all, is it? There is, unfortunately, I wasn't paying much attention there, which I should have been, really, shouldn't I? As I was watching Scooby Stew, but it's a 5-place grid penalty, unfortunately, there, as there's a collision with Vinny and Kaus have come to blows, and that is a huge blow indeed. Both of them are on an outlap then, so that's not good, is it? Really disappointing to say the least. Serious Merchant saying that Williams is the best car on the game. Fact. We got Vintage saying Cobalt as well, and of course Vintage who had a podium last night, but unfortunately, fortunately for Crystal Mates, unfortunately for Vintage, there was that Mercedes as well off the track there. Unfortunately, he had to. I think Crystal Mates had a 10-second penalty removed, didn't he? And that relegated Vintage from 3rd to 4th, which is a shame, really, isn't it? But I think Vintage was my personal driver today, along with Ayrton, and along with was it Ross G as well. I think that all the 3 podium sitters there were fantastic last night. Scooby Stew is gone 8 fast at the moment now to start off his season campaign. Paris is doing a time now. Picasso, his teammate, then is just on a quick lap. Then as we're flying down into the final turn as well, then for Paris, and I love that helmet design. That is fantastic. I'm going to ask Paris for the I'm going to have to ask Paris head for the stats of the helmet. I can't remember what it's called now. Gosh, they're appalling stuff, isn't it? On board with Iron Knight, then he's now coming out to turn number 3. Then so is ZGS as well, and Picasso is invalidated. He's turning into his guard for another body cherry. Kausa on the medium tires was getting into Mad Dog's on soft tires. I love this shot. I wish that I can choose this shot then, because I love the shot then just above the halo. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then I can't really see a camera on that side of the car then, so I'm not sure how that camera angle works, but there we go. There's me just being a very indifferent man there, isn't I? No, just watching Liam saying I want to do a Dan, what Dan did in gold then. So yes, Liam and Dave and both at the back of the field then, so they're both going to be started on the back row then for the Alpine. DJ Titch then saying hi all, good evening DJ. I think this is the first time that DJ has joined us in the stream tonight in this season, so fantastic stuff. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We've also got Brooks saying Paul and my watching your races, I'm good thanks, and vintage to silver hashtag there from Dylan, as Dylan has also said, do not get Paul Brooksy. No, I don't think. I think it's, as we've mentioned, it's a poison chalice. Mad Dog has gone out ninth fast and said, love the helmet design as well. What about Stars? And Stars comes across the line. He has now propelled himself in the ninth position now, just stealing that position away. As we're going to have a couple of drivers that come across that. Iron Knight has gone ninth fast. And CGS has gone 10 fast. And now is Kalsa now gone 10 fast as well. Goodness me, and they're all slipstreaming away as they go over the grid hatchings there to complete a lap. Good stuff indeed. Just watching this Picasso. I think it's on another lap now. We got I think it's Paris who's just finishing off his lap. I think he might be coming in the pits actually on board Picasso, who is I think he's got the George Russell helmet there, hasn't he? So I think the Picasso there, who's got the George Russell car and helmet. Yes, he has indeed there for Picasso. But let's see then how George Russell's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he? In the real world of Formula 1 this season, Mr. Saturday and also Mr. Friday as well, judging from the results from Silverstone 2 weeks ago. And Picasso goes 6 fast there, and we're already underlining his potential for this season and very much vindicating me. And of course, he doesn't care about what I say, does he, Picasso? But I'm very happy about that because Picasso has shown his stuff, hasn't he, right from the get-go. Good stuff indeed there for Picasso. He is 6 fast at the moment there on the Williams there. Winnie is out at the moment then on a quick lap. He's on an out lap at the moment then. So we've had top 15 has a set time so far. Drivers that aren't set time is Winnie, Kaz, and also Booty Delight as well. Then, as usually I'm alongside Booty Delight. Usually race with him and David Bronze last season. I hope he hasn't forgotten his controller, Booty, and he hopefully he'll come out of the pits in a minute. But he is really I gotta say he's as cool as a cucumber in that pit lane. Now I think I would have got out if I was him. 5 minutes to go in this session. Well, but when he's starting his lap as well. Then, but Kaz, same for him then in the Ferrari. He hasn't come out yet either. So we are going down into turn number 1. Excuse me. Oh gosh, there. Yellow flag in sector 2, but I think it's just one of the Williams cars. I think it's Picasso just crawling back to the pits then after doing his first time run then. Winnie then is just about to put his first time on the board. Then Booty Delights is finally out of the pits, and so thank goodness for that. He's finally found the pit exit. Good stuff. We've also got Kaz then who is still in the pits at the moment and just now on board then with Winnie then as we drop down into turn 8 as well in the Red Bull. His teammate Styles in 11th position at the moment. Good time there for Styles. Good stuff indeed. Now I'm really looking forward to this Cobalt action tonight then. And just to reflect on the last 3 Grand Prix over the last 3 days, of course we have had an absolutely incredible 3 days of racing, and this is the opening weekend of ALR, isn't it? Or the opening a couple of days of ALR, I should say. The 3 pole sitters have not gone on to win the race, have they? And all 3 Grand Prix winners have been on the second row or below. Ayrton is the lowest Grand Prix winner, down in 9th position. Ayrton had won his first Grand Prix, his second Grand Prix in his ALR career, his first Grand Prix in bronze there. So fantastic stuff indeed there for Ayrton now, 9th on the grid to win the Grand Prix. But of course, so no one on the front row has won the Grand Prix so far this season. And so it's it's not been very good, I say. But here comes Winnie coming across the line. He goes 12th fast as a whisker behind his teammate. Then good stuff indeed. Then ZGS comes across the line. He is now somehow put himself in between the Red Bull there. He is the meat in the Red Bull sandwich. ZGS in a 12th position now. Of course, he was one half of the Alfa Romeo team that finished second in the constructors last season. Alfa Romeo got a very strong lineup once again, haven't they? So good stuff indeed there for CGS, but that was on scrub set of medium tires. Here comes Booty Delight then, and I'm going to have a word with him after the stream then, because I'm absolutely sickened by this. He looks like he's still got his default number 2, and also he hasn't designed his helmet then, so I am absolutely disgusted by that. So no preparation at all there from Booty Delight then, because of course he may have been practicing, but that's not important. What is important is your helmet design, isn't it? Of course that is your signature. But yeah, here he comes then over the crest of the hill as well. And before we breaking down into 9 and 10, the most difficult part of the Formula 1 calendar, in my humble opinion, DRS then right on the main end, and he now flies past it over the support grid hatches as well. As I got to adjust my headset because it was full and off there. It's my big ears keeps moving there, and the headset keeps going to one side there. Now he goes up into turn 12 then. Turn 12 then. I gotta say, as been turn 12, it's been the most difficult corner. Oh goodness me, he's took too much curb there. Buttias then getting a bit too greedy there, wasn't he, on the entry into that corner? And so he's gonna have to do another time run then. Buttias has really that he's left it very late indeed, hasn't he? Kalsa is just starting this up. So I was looking at that, and goodness me, got a bit of a car park down into turn 3. Going back to turn 12 though, we were saying that turn 12 is not it's not been the problem corner, has it, this year? Usually it is, but this season it's been a turn number 3, hasn't it? Goodness gracious me. And of course there, when Mazepin went off there, I must say it didn't look very impressive, did it? But my opinion has been completely changed after the class of gold, silver and bronze of ALR have all had problems there, haven't they? So the corner must be more trickier than what an amateur like me perceives it to be then. But every corner in Formula 1 can be tricky then, albeit in these cars, and they're not too tricky, are they? Because they got a lot of downforce on these cars, haven't they? This is Cal Sal's first attempt then on those soft tires, and he's 14th after going on the medium tires, so that's a good attempt there for yeah, that's a good attempt there for Kalsa on the medium tyres head. Just saying that then, Jamie Enright saying, get those lights up then, as I love it, as he's going to put the like in a put the up there in a beautiful blue box there. Fantastic stuff indeed. Just trying to say Booty's on the toilet again, Sean, having a number 2. Oh, Kalsa says invalidate his time. He's abandoned his time straight away. He's in the pits, and is that going to be costly? Scuba Shoe starting off his up then. Here comes Booty as well then. Yes, he probably was on the toilet, wasn't he, a Booty delight then? But I can't say much, as I've had real bad bowel troubles over the last couple of weeks or so. But enough about that, the better, I would say, as you don't want to hear any of that. As a Booty delight coming across the line, and he has done a 27.8. A 27.8. That is not enough to get himself through at the moment for Booty. So he's at the moment he's staring into the abyss. He's in the relegation zone. He's got to find something. He's got to find just under a tenth of a second if he's got enough fuel on the car, but he hasn't got enough battery. Scooby Stew is invalidated his time, and that could be him done and dusted. What about Kaz, who's also doing the same strategy as Booty here, and he is not he's not left himself much time at all. DJ Titch said, saying it's Mad Dog as accelerating away down, and Mad Dog currently is in 15th position now, and he is at the moment he is going through in the qualifying too. Then we've got a lot of drivers in the pits at the moment, haven't we? So the drivers at the moment then is Mad Dog, Booty, Scooby Stew, who's invalidated his time. Then is he going to be able to get to the end? Then my time might be out of sync slightly then, but we'll find out. The yellow flag in sector 1. Then I'm not sure what that was about. Then a yellow flag again, and it's the Mercedes. It's the Mercedes of Mad Dog. No, then there I'm telling Porky said it's the other Mercedes. Is it a Mercedes? Yes, it is, as ZGS said, who's out on track at the moment then, as now into the final turn then, as Mad Dog is about to start us up then, and he's started and finished this up there. He's gone 8 tenths of a second quicker, and that is lowered the benchmark. What about Kaz? Kaz is 17 fastest. That's not enough. That's not enough for Kaz. He has time for one more run, but has he got the pace there? Booty coming into the line. He's found 4 tenths of a second. Booty has there. He's found a tenth of a second in the end, but it's not enough. Booty is out of qualifying. He's almost run out of battery as well, but it looks at the graphic there. So I think Booty might be out of qualifying, down in 16th position. Then Kaz is going for a second time run. Then Scuba Stew is 2 tenths of a second down in the first intermediate split time as well. Scuba Stew has said he's almost out of fuel as well. Kaz then, who is also trying to give it 4 beans as well. On the back row of the field then, it's the 2 Alpine cars. Liam D will start 20th on the grid. Sir Dave will start 19th on the grid then. So that's the row 10 sorted out then. So that's good stuff indeed then. As now then, before it gets it up the hill then, and going in to turn 12 as well then. Scuba Stew in the second sector, 9 tenths of a second off. I don't think that this is a personal best set. It's not a personal best set, because he was 9 tenths of a second down on his personal best one. No one is improving then, so it looks like the track is not yielding any more grip out there, is it? So I think that oh my goodness me, just like I say that, Kaz has really thrown me against the wall, hasn't he? He is giving me, he's saying that I am talking absolute rubbish there, and Kaz there there is done a cracking second sector there, 1900 a second off his personal best then. So Kaz there might have found a bit of speed towards the end of this lap then. Has he done enough? Nope, he is certainly fast in the end then. And that is on enough. So we got Mad Dog who's coming into the pits then. ZGS is 1500 second down as well as Booty comes into the pits there. Good to speak, Brooksy and Booty there almost coming to blows there. What about Kalsa? He has found 4/10 of a second up. Is he going to abandon his time, or is he going to carry on then in the Ferrari? He was 3/10 of a second away from getting into the drop zone, but he is safe and sound at the moment, isn't he? So good stuff indeed there for Kalsa as he now powers up the hill as well. And we're on board. We're on board now with the Ferrari driving then into that pesky turn 12. Not running too wide in the Ferrari, is he? Before dropping down the hill. And is he going to carry on with this lap then? That's the question that I've got then. Of course, Eric, technically he doesn't need to, does he? Because he is safe from not getting into the drop zone then. ZGS has gone to 10 fast, so he's improved into the top 10 then. And I think the Kalsa has actually just improved into the top 10 as well. And I'm not even sure where he went there, but he jumped quite high up there, didn't he, in the Ferrari? So good stuff indeed then. The first session of Cobalt for season 2 here in Bahrain. This is the first ever time that Cobalt has raced in Bahrain, and it's Hammer Time who is top of the tree, top of the standings, top of the timesheet said. Starburst in second position there. Alfa Romeo's Brooksy in third position there. One of the favourites then for Cobalt. And I got to say, your top three then, as you were really, isn't it? I think in terms of the favourites then in this season. Then out of qualifying, then we have lost the two Alpines. Then Liam D out of qualifying, then who is down in a 20th position. 19th position is Sir Dave. He had a qualifying ban for being a very naughty boy. 18th position is Scooby Stew. Just in a comment from Scooby Stew, we'll talk about that in just a jiffy. 17th position is Kaz in the Ferrari. 16th position is a Booty Delight there. Winnie has got a 5-place grid penalty for the shenanigans. We didn't see what it was then, but Winnie might be dropping back further on the grid then, unfortunately for Winnie. And that is your qualifying one classification then, as we don't have a time, we don't have a countdown at the moment, do we? Anyway, let's go to the let's quickly go to the comment, shall we? Bradfield is saying, you should get paid for doing this 4 in a row. I gotta say, no, blimey, I don't know what you guys have done to deserve listening to me for 4 days in a row. Good gosh, there, my word, there. I think we're gonna need someone with a bit more of a calmer voice, haven't we? But we'll find out. We have got Scooby Student who's saying, I went to lower my fuel before run, but it was on my front wing, and I can't remember what my front wing was on. Oh goodness me, that is not good. No, it's not good at all, is it? There for Scooby Student, so he's going to potentially have a lot of understeer, or the car is going to be too pointy. That depends on what your driving style is. And I prefer a rather pointy car, really. I quite like a car that's quite obedient, personally. I wish I was obedient. I'm completely not obedient. Unfortunately, I can't follow simple instructions. Bradfield has asked if he can join this league with my pace. It is quick. It is quick indeed, isn't it? Bradfield, a part of the silver, apart from the part of silver, isn't he? Races on Monday. I think he had a good race actually. Bradfield did. Unfortunately, his qualifying ended rather abruptly. Man who's very quick in the qualifying session, but unfortunately, the race there, it's usually something untoward happens, doesn't it? Really, in the race there for Bradfield. If one or the other seems to happen then, doesn't it, for Bradfield? I think that the session's on the blink at the moment, isn't it? So I'm not sure what's going on there then, but we'll find out and we'll find out what's going on in just a jiff there. Gunnar said, in fairness, we do pay a price and listen to you, Sean. Yes, I gotta say, goodness me, my voice probably gets quite a grinding on you viewers, don't it, after a while? My word then. Kaz has said, welcome back. Hello, Kaz, and of course it's great to see you back in this session as well, as we've got unfortunately I've got a couple of issues then with the session then. Ironically, as soon as we've got a couple of issues then, we've actually got a couple more people coming into the ODA stream as well. Whilst this is going on then, it's a good opportunity for me to have a bit of a whinge, really, isn't it? As I've got to say, I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. I've already said it once, but I'm going to say it again because I'm absolutely bricking myself. I don't like the dentist at all. I got to say, I'm not a fan of being drilled or anything like that, so I'm absolutely terrified. I really am indeed then. I really am indeed then. So I'm very nervous indeed. Unfortunately, it's my fault though because I dropped the unfortunately I dropped I dropped I dropped the monitor I dropped one of the monitor arm things that is metal on my face, and unfortunately I've lost half my teeth. Anyway, we just got Scooby Stew said Kaz and Kaz ain't loading. Look, it's just spinning out as Picasso is asking that Kaz to read the old Discord. Then of course Discord is where the drive. It's a bit of the driver's briefing room, really, isn't it? And it just having a and of course where the drivers can do a chit chat, where the admins could also talk to the drivers as well. And of course, I didn't know what Discord was actually until not too long ago. But Oh, yeah, I didn't know what Discord was actually until I started doing this league race malarkey. And I tried doing this league race malarkey, but unfortunately I was so bad the admins kicked me out of bronze. So there we go. Liam, yeah, who's the head admin of bronze now, he didn't want to see that ginger guy trying to race it. I think that it was very deadly for everyone on the circuit. Albeit I must say, I think I was only involved in one or two shenanigans last season, which I'm quite impressed by personally. But there we go. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for Sir Dave, but as I think we counted that he had 7 or 8 qualifying bans in bronze last season, and he started off this season on strong form as well. As I do like have a bit of banter with Sir Dave, but of course, I will try and keep it as professional as I can when he's out on circuit. But he's not out on circuit at the moment, so I could fill my boots. And out of the garage, then it's hammer time. Then there's Gurman who's left the session, unfortunately, as there is something untoward happening there for Gurman, but hopefully he'll come back in and not do this. I don't think it was Gurman it was the issue, was it? I think it was Carter that was having the old Gremlin there. Gurman joined to try and get a cheeky win there from Sirius Mustard there. Yes, I think Gurman there was very unlucky, wasn't he, in the gold race, which was such a shame, wasn't it? As we're just now on board, down with Hammer Time, so we drop down as we're dropping down the hill as well. We've got Bradfield saying I changed the strat start from the back from now on. I've changed strategy. Start from the back from now on. Sean, you're the best commentator in the world. Never complain about your comms is class. And well, thank you very much, Bradfield. Then of course, your check is in the post. Then does everyone still use the post? And I'm not too sure really. Of course, so Brooks then is on the back straight at the moment, so he's overtaken the front of the train, so to speak, hasn't he? Hang on a minute, I've got to try and work out how to invite. I've got to invite Gurman back to the session, I believe. Well, I shall look at it. All my friends, this entire popular gentleman. I really am indeed then as invite to the game now. I don't know what that means. Oh gosh, there it's going on. It's not going well at all. Hang on, let me see if I can invite. So we're on board with Brooksy at the moment, whilst I really. Oh, okay. Well, this game group is closed then. So, yeah, I'm in major trouble here. Good. Unfortunately, I can't invite Gurman. As you can see there, I'm not very good at operating my PlayStation. I'm not even very good at operating myself, let alone the PlayStation. But there we go. So we've got Brooksy now who's coming up the hill. Hang on a minute. Anyway, yeah. So, Kaz there saying almost did not make the race, but the admin crew found a way to get me in. Big thanks indeed. And of course, Gurman is now the head admin of Cobalt. And so, very much thank Kaz thanked Gurman for that then, as Gurman now, who may act tough, doesn't he, but he has a soft spot, doesn't he? Kaz has definitely found that already. Good luck drivers as well then for Kaz as well. Unfortunately, I can't get Gurman back in at the session at the moment then, as we're just watching Brooksy coming down the back straight then. Sorry about that. You can tell I can't do two things at once. I was actually just replying to the Cobalt admin now, Gurman, on the old Discord. Yeah, so I can't do two things at once. So it's absolutely appalling, isn't it? Really. Yeah, I think, and that's probably why I've smashed my face with a metal pole today. And we're just now on board then with Brooksy. He's coming down into the falter as well. Brooksy at the moment. If I was a betting man, I would definitely put my animal bars on Brooksy to be the Cobalt World Champion. But of course, this is not one on paper, is it? Brooksy still has to walk the walk, doesn't he? As Picasso has retired from the session now, and he's gone off. It is the same place where we seen a couple of other drivers go off last night, and it's at the perilous turn 8. Hamilton's been off there. Emerson's been off there. Oh my goodness me. The list is endless, isn't it? As Ginner's just gone past the incident now, and Picasso is out of qualifying. He's not going to start any higher, unfortunately, then. He's not going to start any higher than a 12th on the grid then. And even then, he's going to be lucky if he starts 12th as well then, because there's going to be some other drivers that are going to be going quicker. Oh, what a shame for Picasso. That is not what he wanted to, that's not how he want to start his, season at all. What a shame then. That's absolutely heartbreaking there for Picasso. It really is indeed. Here comes Paris. Paris at Saint-Germain, is it? PSG then, Paris, and maybe, I'm not sure. I wonder if he is a PSG fan. Well, at the moment, he's a Williams fan because he's fastest so far on those medium tires, of course. Remember then, in this qualifying 2 sessions, Ducanco has just gone 4th fast at the moment. And what about the McLaren and Smithfield Mighty? He has gone 3rd fastest. These are all on the medium compound tires, apart from Brooksy, who's gone softer so far. But of course, I mean, in terms of tyres, Iron Knight then just get out of the way. Then I'm looking for the other the other Haas of J-Dog. Then out of the final turn then for J-Dog. Then he comes over the line and he goes 2nd fast at the moment. These are some cracking times for Cobalt. Loving this so far. Brilliant stuff. So Brooks is going for a second by the cherry. No, he's coming to the pit set. Starbus in 5th position. And Iron Knight has set time, but it's not a competitive time at the moment. Winnie is on the back straight as well. I also see a Aston Martin in the corner of my eye. It's not that Aston Martin. I think it's Starbus set. I was trying to be clever there, and that doesn't suit me whatsoever, does it? Is it just on board now with the Ferrari? Starbus has gone fast there, but he's the first driver into the 26s in qualifying 2 anyway. And Kalsa is now coming out to the final turn as well. What is he going to do then? And he goes across the line, and he is on slick tires. He is on slick tires. Everyone's on slick tires. Kalsa goes fast there by 8/10 of a second in the Ferrari. Lovely 17. The second Red Bull of Winnie has just gone at 6th fastest. Good stuff, Fed. And Ducanco is 10 seconds quicker in the second split time. I don't think his first time was really representative of the speed he's got then. What about the second by the cherry? He's gone 4th fastest in the Alfa Romeo. And then just behind him is the Aston Martin of Jinner, who's gone 5th fastest. A lovely stuff indeed. Then the second McLaren of Smithfield Mighty has just gone 9th fast as well. These times are tumbling down like fruit machines at the moment, haven't they? Styles then at the top of the hill as well. Got Hammer Time also started finishing off his lap as well. I spy with my little eye. I think that there's I think that's a Williams there who's just got across the line, and I'm not sure if they complete a lap or not. I think it might be Paris then, but Hammer Times just to displaced Paris and got up in the 3rd fastest. And we have got the Haas car of Iron Knight, who's gone 7th fast and just in front of his teammate by 500ths of a second. And very close indeed. That Styles has gone 7th fast. Mona, this is a very strong start to Styles in his career so far. Impressive stuff. But J-Dog coming back in to the pit set. And goodness me, that was frantic action, wasn't it? Good gosh. Picasso dropping down to 40 positions, back on board with Smithfield Mighty. And is he going for another time around? It looks like he's using a lot of his battery there. Winnie is also found 8/10 of a second in the second split time as well. The Alfa Romeo, I think that is Ducanco, who is just backing off in the second sector. That's why there's a yellow flag fluttering then in the second sector. So ignore that for the minute. And I think he's just trying to come back to the pits. And Winnie has abandoned his time and come straight back into the garage. Iron Knight then, who is I think just coming in the pits as well. So at the moment it's Kelsa who is fast at the moment then. As we've got a bit of a break for qualifying 2 then, say all come back into the pit set. Bradfield, German is a beautiful driver. Pillars has said German is more than a beautiful driver. Beautiful stuff indeed. That German is feeling the love. It's the comments on, of course, German, who is now the head honcho of Cobalt, of course, said. And we've got Serge Bush said, what are you after, Justin? That's what I was thinking as well. Justin is very much, Justin is very much being a very nice chap tonight, isn't he? But he's always a nice chap, isn't he? Very good stuff indeed. And I'm not sure about the club he supports. So of course I think he's a Norwich fan, isn't he? I'm sure it is. I think it is Bradfield is a Norwich fan, isn't he? I'm going down the perilous route now of the old football chat then, which is not really what I should be going in, is it? Really, being a Liverpool fan and all that. But hey, what can I say? Then we're going to win the league this year. As much as watching Iron Knight come back into the pit lane, Bradfield saying, oh, he can't stay on here then. Oh, goodness me then. So, yes, I wonder if Bradfield might be in my DMs later. We got Picasso saying, damn, I hit the curb at too much there. What a shame for Picasso, because I think he would have been comfortably in the top 10. But now that Picasso is out of qualifying, there is a Formula 1 size hole now in the top 10. And who is going to fill that hole then? Well, your guess is as good as mine, really, then, because I think it is going to be one slight mistake there, one slight error, which it's going to cost someone the chance to get into the top 10 here tonight, and it is very nip and tuck, isn't it? Just like silver, just like bronze, just like gold as well, isn't it? It's too close for my liking, really, as I've got to sit so forward then to even see what is occurring now. Goodness me, and I've got like and but literally I'm sat almost face on with the screen anyway. So just saying, stop showing the Haas car, I'm eating my tea. Goodness me. Of course, that is, I don't think it's serious question. It's too fond of that Haas car, is he? Going saying it's a killer Picasso there from as Picasso unfortunately hit that curb, didn't he? We're just watching Mad Dog now coming over the crest of the hill before breaking into 9 and 10. Then it's a very difficult corner there because you've got to brake, turn, and rotate the car, haven't you? And it's a very difficult thing to do. And that's why I'm always usually going off of that corner, because I can only do one thing at a time. I can only brake, then I could turn, and then I could rotate the car. It sounds like the old school Resident Evil games, doesn't it? Where you can only aim and shoot, where you can only aim. You can't run and aim, can you, or something like that? If anyone's ever plays the Resident Evil 5 game or anything like that. But there we go. I'm showing my age again. Then I was not very good at the Resident Evil game either. Then, as I seem to have had a lot of retries on the old Resident Evil game, as I seem to meet my maker quite a lot. Here comes Mad Dog across the line. He goes 4 fastest there, but that is on the soft tire, of course. And we're going to see more drivers going on the soft tire. I'm wondering if there might be a couple of drivers that are thinking about the medium tires now, and Brooksy's one of them. And Brooksy's gone second fastest there, 5/10 of a second away from Calso, who was on the soft tires originally, and that's a pretty good time there for Brooksy, and very impressive indeed, to say least. Remember, Jamie Enroy had a cracking qualifying as well last night on those medium tires, didn't he? Unfortunately, pole position has been a poison chalice so far this season, hasn't it? So you've got to be very careful what you wish for here in ALR tonight, and in qualifying anyway. Yellow flag just fluttering there. The marshals is just waving away that flag there as the Alfa Romeo car just cruising up the hill. Then Pillars back in the comments as well. Alfa Romeo needs some big night. No pressure, Brooksy and Ducanco. Of course, those two drivers are probably live and breathe pressure, though, don't they? As they are top customers in the world of Formula One and sim and online racing and sim racing, all that kind of jazz, or whatever you want to call it, or esports, as a matter of fact. It's probably what I should call it, since we are called ALR Esports, aren't we? But there we go. Yes, in the world of esports, and those two drivers are very much cream of the crop, aren't they? So they are very going to be, more often than not, under pressure, aren't they, to perform there. Not just from their fans, of course. The fans expect there, of course, Brooksy and every Brooksy, Ducanco, every driver on the grid there is going to be wanting to do their fans proud there. Of course, do their teams proud as well. But more importantly, do themselves proud, isn't it? Because I think a lot of these drivers do put a lot of pressure on themselves, and a lot more pressure than what any outside interference could do. Just on board then with Winnie as he's coming into the final turn there, and to finish off his update on the soft tire, he improves by 7200 a second. Winnie does there, but at the moment, remember, he's got 5 place grid penalty, so wherever he starts, he'll be going back 5 positions there for the incident in qualifying 1 then. And forgive me, because I've forgotten who he's had an incident with. I'm just getting old. But J-Dog has gone 3/10 of a second quicker in the first sector. Good stuff indeed. Serge Mushburn going like this, though, because we're on board with the Haas car. As he's going to be a long season for Serge Mushburn. This is one of the shorter seasons in ALR, and of course, I think the shortest season ever in ALR was actually the first ever season there, of course, where Nigel was crowned the world champion of ALR. As we just seen a McLaren going to 10 fastest. Smithy Almighty on the medium tires. So 2 minutes to go. Smithy has done 4 laps on these medium tires, so that may not help him in terms of peak performance there. Kals has retired from the session. He is very happy in fast at the moment, and for good stuff indeed then. Got J-Dog now in 9/10 of a second up in the second split time. Just going back to the season length, and of course, this is the second shortest season in ALR history, I think, with only 20 races. Of course, Nigel won the first ever ALR race, where we had 18 races, didn't we, that season, as we cut out Russia and United States, I think, if I'm not very much mistaken. Here comes J-Dog coming over the grid line as well, and he goes at further fast. Then good stuff indeed there for the reserve driver. Winnie is not going quicker this one, and unfortunately he's invalidated the last corner, which means it's also going to invalidate this next lap as well. And Iron Knight is out of qualifying. Winnie is out of qualifying as well. What about Smithy Almighty then? He is trying to find some timers between Styles and Smithy. And what about CGS? As he is on the back straight moment. CGS has got a golden opportunity here of getting into the top 10, and that might be one of the drivers that he was thinking about So there's a Formula One shaped hole, is there, in the top 10 mode now with Picasso being out qualifying, and maybe for Aaron not so, because there was 2 drivers I was expecting to be in the top 10 here tonight, and my predictions are completely wrong as usual. But goodness me, then it's really spicing it up. Then Smithy's around the wrong way. Then he's gone off in a big way. I see Jack Aiken went off there, I think, in 2020 sack here, didn't he? But I think he was on the opposite side of the track, wasn't he? And he calls that safety car, which ultimately robbed George Russell potentially a Grand Prix win. But of course, F1 spirals backwards is if, isn't it? Now, Jitter is off at turn 12 there, and he has slid across the circuit. I don't think he's damaged his car, and he is currently through into qualifying 3, and I think he should be safely through anyway, because I don't think the only person that could improve his time now is ZGSN. It's between Styles and ZGSN. Styles is in the pits at the moment, so he is going to be he's going to be sweating, isn't he, for the He's going to be sweating then for the next minute and a half or so. Then, as we're on board, CGS said, enjoy this. Oh, no, we had. That is it, then. It's over before we even got going for CGSN. And it's the perilous turn 3. And, oh, gosh, I was leaning on my controller. It's the perilous turn 3. And as CGS said, that is it. That is a golden opportunity for CGS. And he's down in 15th for this. He's going to be kicking himself in the Mercedes. Oh, what a shame for CGS there. As I feel that was a that was his opportunity now to get himself into qualifying 3, and unfortunately that's not the case now, is it? So CGS is out of qualifying, unfortunately. He has spun up, and that is disappointing. DJ Titch just said, come on, as CGS said, as I'm not sure if that comment was before or after the spin then, but I wonder if that might be a bit of frustration as well from Titch there, as he has seen one of his more favourite drivers, I think, DJ Titch there, hoping that CGS was going to perform, but he hasn't performed. He unfortunately lost in turn 3 then, which has been quite precarious, hasn't it, over the last couple of days or so, isn't it? It's, oh gosh, I've completely knackered my phone. Just take a look at the comments, and Brooks here said that lap was smooth. It really was indeed. Then he's the fastest. He's the fastest on the medium tires. Very good stuff indeed. Then of course we'll go through the tire chat in just a jiffy. Then I'm sure everyone's looking forward to the tire chat, aren't you? We have got. Serious Mushroom saying, that's a very clever thing now from CGS, and albeit he spun, he continued his lap, and he is now 14th on the grid rather than 15th. Is that going to help him or hinder him? Because now he is on the dirty side of the track then. 15th, he would have been on the racing line then. Is that going to add him an extra inch then if he was on the racing line then? Well, we'll have to find out. But of course, as I am not Mystic Meg, if I was, then I'll probably be doing the lottery right about now. Serious Mushroom then saying, I always want everyone to do well, even Bradfield. Pillar saying, good stuff, Brooksy, keep this up, mate, then, with the muscle emoji as well, then. I wish my muscles were that big. 2 decent times on the medium tires there from Serious Rusher was saying that. DJ Titch saying a crash there for one of the McLarens. Unfortunately, it was Smithy Almighty, who unfortunately was out of unfortunately, that incident cost him a chance to get into qualifying 3. And hang on a minute, I have got completely tangled up then with me cables. Then is unfortunately my cables got lost under me under me rolls and rolls. I got to say I got more rolls on the bakery. Anyway, out of qualifying, then we got Smithy Almighty unfortunately out of qualifying, Iron Knight out of qualifying as well, Winnie out of qualifying, ZGS out of qualifying, and same with Picasso. Unfortunately, he's going to be kicking himself. A couple of those drivers, well, 3 drivers on the soft tires, everyone else is on the medium tires. That is we. Now get into qualifying 3 then. But Gordo then, of course, the silver driver then, has joined us in the gantry. Joined us in the comments, I should say. And of course, we were hello there as well. Of course, good evening, Gordo. And yes, as we're now into qualifying 3 then, and let's see then who is going to be on pole position then. I'm not sure if any driver wants to be on pole position, do they really, after what they've seen in the first 3 races there? But of course, you still got to go for pole position, because that is where every driver wants to start, isn't it? Of course, it also looks very good on your CV as well, doesn't it? I thought Mad Dog, as a DJ Tit said, as a Mad Dog, get in there for DJ Titch. I'm sorry, DJ Titch, I've read that completely wrong. Hammer saying 8 different constructors in the Q3 there. Very good observation skills there from Hammer there. That's more than my observation skills, isn't it? I've been waffling on about trying to get myself entangled. Right then, so as we get into qualifying 3 then. so sorry. I've killed my mic again. It's because the my mic I got too many wires here. So at the moment, and I've got too many wires here, and because of that, they got caught. They got caught under my rolls of my rolls and rolls and rolls there. But because of that, then I think I muted myself, and yeah, that was a bit silly of me, wasn't it? I was trying to adjust myself. I don't know what I was saying, to be honest. I was probably saying absolute absolute baloney there. I think I was just touching on Hammer's comment there about 8 different constructors in the top 10 at the moment. I remember the joint constructors will be released at the end of this night as well. So keep an eye on that one, folks. Renault won it last season. They will not win it this season. There, why I hear said for any of you fans in those comment section? Well, it's because Renault are no longer in Formula 1, and they have transitioned to the Alpine, but both Alpine cars are starting at the back of the field, then courtesy of Sir Dave and Liam D. But of course, unfortunately, Sir Dave was self-inflicted there, as he, of course, there he didn't play too well with others in Abu Dhabi, did he? Hammer time now, going over the curbs as well, and before rising up over the hill as well. Thank you very much, Serious Mission, there for letting me know that my mic was muted then, which is not good at all. Is it? It even flashes up red when it's on mute as well. So I just, yeah, you would think I would see it, but there we go. Anyway, here's Hammer time then. Enough about my mic skills, or lack of it then. Definitely not going to be any M&M anytime soon, am I? Even though I do love M&Ms. We got Hammer time then coming up into the second sector. And 0.42 in the second split time. That's a very competitive time from Hammer time, as he is now on the has now got one more decision to make, then, and that is where to brake into turn 14 and 15. And if he gets 14 right, 15 is enough in turn. Then he has got one Grand Prix win to his name. Hammer time has. He's got 4 podiums. He's now on a pole position. He goes across the line. He's done a 25.5 then to start us off then. Good time indeed then. Very competitive. Well, Paris coming onto the line. Paris the second fastest, 26.1 so far for the Williams car. Brooks is in the pits at the moment, but his teammate Ducanco is not then. Ducanco out of final turn on board the Aston. No, then Alfa Romeo. And Ducanco is third fastest in the Ferrari of Calsa, who of course is a reserve driver in car 56. And Ferrari, of course, will be getting those points or whatever he scores like. Now we got Starburst second fastest. And of course, the Aston Martin team have got 2 cars in the top 10, and of course, it's the Aston Martin and the Alfa Romeo. Then 2 teams then with 2 cars, two cars in the in the qualifying free. Listen, I've got to put my teeth back in if I had any. J Dog there coming out of the final turn, and he's gone 4 fastest in the Haas car. Lovely stuff indeed. That Mad Dog is out on track at the moment, so he's accelerating away. And just out board. It's the game sound low to stop me running to the kettle while with every whistle. Then nice time there from Hammer time as well from a serious mushroom. Then yeah, there's a lot of whistling, isn't there? Especially in that Honda. I would hope that I don't think it sounds like that in real life, does it? I've never noticed it in real life, I must say. Mad Dog goes at 7 fast in the Mercedes car. Very good stuff indeed. Then we have got Jinner who's on a quick lap at the moment. Stars has gone 8 fast at the moment. Yellow flag there as Jinner's teammate Starbuster, who is just as look at this. He's trying to pitch a bit of slipstream there. Of course, even a slight bit of slipstream is quite enough there, isn't it, to really gain yourself a few hundreds, a few thousands of a second there as a Jinner then gone wide there. He's invalidated his time now, unfortunately. Ducanco is gone 4 fastest in the Aston Romeo there. It's the Alfa Romeo there. I don't know what I'm starting to say in Aston there, but yeah, it's because I was looking at the other green car, wasn't I? Ducanco's gone 4 fastest, so good somebody. Brooksy is now emerged out of the pits and into the moonlight as well. Of course, it's not sunshine, this is an evening race, isn't it? So it's, of course, it transitioned into a night race, isn't it? Back in the 2014 when it was marking the 10th race of 10th race around here, and that was a legendary Grand Prix as well, wasn't it? It was a classic between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, wasn't there? Hamilton, who was on the hard tires, Rosberg on the medium tires. It was an absolute cracker, wasn't it? And of course, a certain Perez who won the Grand Prix, albeit on a different layout to the back end of 2020. Of course, getting a podium. I think it's his first podium for the for his for his India career, wasn't it? It's what Gio's in the comments saying. Good evening, Gio. Then as he said, hello everyone. It's a lot to watch. It's a lot to watch the F1 the F1 2021. Then it's better to watch the 2021 game. Sorry so much for that. I gotta say I can't even speak. I can't even read either. Goodness gracious me. Then yellow flag in sector number 2 and 3 at the moment. Now it's just his Brooksy's teammate just cruising back to the pits as well. So Brooksy is on a slightly different run plan here then. So he's going to have the best of the track conditions at the moment and 5 minutes ago. Is he going to have enough time now to come in the pits then and throw another set of soft tyres then before going out then for one final shebang and going for that pole position then? I'm not sure, to be honest. It's quite a long lap around here. We're in the 125s, haven't we? And that is on a very quick lap. Brooksy going wide then. That's a crack in second sector time. He's 2/10 of a second improvement on hammer time in the second sector to what he did then. So if he keeps up this pace, then he'll be on pole position. Brooksy is Brooksy's already had 5 pole positions to his name. He's got the most pole position in Cobalt history, and he's going to extend it, isn't he, with his 6th pole position. And if he just keeps it clean and tidy, he has kept it tidy and clean, and he is second fastest. So, oh my goodness me! And hammer time is still on pole position at the moment there. So Brooksy is second fast at the moment. Has he got enough tyres then to go out for another time run? Has he got enough time? Is the more predominant question at the moment. I'm not too sure, to be honest. So, as of course, the yellow flags is obstructing our view. Then I've just seen we've got 4 minutes in this qualifying session now, and I've got to say, I think that Brooksy. Then I'm wondering if Brooksy is still he's still going for it. Is he? No, he's half a second down the second split time, unless he's going to go for another time run. Just watching Mad Dog then, who's cruising back into the pit lane as well, as now into the final turn. And let's see there now. So Mad Dog then, is Mad Dog going to have enough time to come out as well? A lot of these drivers are cutting it very close here as the Mercedes is now crawling back into the pits. And here is Ginner then. He is warming up his tyres and 3 3/4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Here is the Aston Martin, the beautiful green Aston Martin as well. Look at how beautiful that car looks under the lights then, as Ginner then right in the curbs then, and he now gets going. Let's go on board with Ginner then. This is his one shot then. Hopefully he doesn't miss his chance then. And I've got a lot of M&M on my mind tonight, as Ginner now coming down into turn 1 and braking just before the 50-meter board then. And now we're coming into turn 2 and the pesky turn 3. He had to correct the car, didn't he? And now he's on that precarious turn curve there. He is facing the wrong way, Ginner is there, and we've seen exactly what CGS did there as well. However, tonight CGS and Ginner have both done a very good job there, not to put it into the barrier, and they've very good stuff indeed there for both drivers. But unfortunately, that's Ginner's first lap done and dusted. I hope he hasn't ruined those set of tyres then, because I don't think he's got enough time to come back in, change those tyres and go back out then. As Ginner there, he's going to be a bit hacked off with that one, I think, isn't he? Paris is out on a lap at the moment and in car 40. And now he's coming down the back straight then. Of course, no DRS on this back straight then. I got to say, it really threw me at the sack here, because I thought that there was a DRS straight down there. Of course, there's only 2 DRS zones in the outer loop then of Bahrain, and there's rumours that we're going to have another Bahrain race to replace some of the races that have been we've lost on the calendar this season, haven't we? Maybe Bahrain, maybe even Qatar. Qatar, isn't it? It's Qatar, isn't it? But there we go. Yeah, Qatar, which I prefer to see newer races really in F1 now. I think does a MotoGP race in Qatar? I think they do, don't they? So it'd be interesting to see that race. And it is a night race as well. I do prefer to probably go to newer venues rather than return back to Bahrain again. I've got to say, we've had a lot of races in Bahrain, haven't we? And also we've had a lot of testing in Bahrain as well. I think that we're sick to see Bahrain, aren't we? Of course we're not. It's a cracking track. It's one of the better newly designed circuits, isn't it, Bahrain? This is quite a joy to watch, and every race so far in ALR this week has been an absolute privilege to commentate on. Absolutely fantastic. So as we're saying, Ginner can turn his battery down and go again then. So that is exactly what Ginner will be doing. I would hazard a guess that he's at the top of the hill now then as well then. So Ginner is going for broke then. He hasn't set a competitive time just yet. 41 J-Dog is out of qualifying, and he's going to be 6th faster. And too bad then, J-Dog then on his debut tonight. So good stuff indeed there for J-Dog. Fantastic. 2 tenths of a second up. Paris is in the second split time. That's a cracking second time there for the Williams car then. And he is just 1 quarter from him. There's a Ferrari in front of us then of Kausa, but Kausa is going to be it's not going to be impeding him, I don't think then, because he's starting us up as well. But I'm wondering if Paris is going to go for a second by the cherry. He's third fastest, and he is out on the racing line then on the second row of the grid. Good stuff indeed. Jitter now is in the second split time as well. We got oh gosh, and he's off again. Now Jitter's got a major problem with the Aston Martin. Oh goodness me, and almost collected the Alfa Romeo there. Oh my gosh, there. And Jitter is having a nightmare with these spins side, and I'm wondering then if that's the setup of the car, which he's got some issues with, or whatnot. I'm not sure what. Or is it the tire temperature? Is it just too hot those tires are? Albeit in this very cool of the night then here in Bahrain. And so who is so we got Cal as validated as caller data, and Dukanko started up, and Starburst started up as well. As we got Brooksy down the back straight. Hammer Time's invalidated. Hammer Time's invalidated, and he can't defend his pole position because he is done. He is done in this qualifying session. Brooksy is on it up and running. Stars has gone off. Stars is off in a big way. He's only going to be 7th fastest now in the qualifying session, which is still a very good qualifying session for Stars, but he's going to be kicking himself out because I think that there's improvement now in the Stars there because he was getting quicker and quicker. Oh, but that's such a shame then. Mad Dog dead through turn 12. So I feel the back end just trying to overtake the front there. That's 6/10 of a second down. Mad Dog is in the second split time. So I don't think that is going to be improvement there. And same with Paris as well then. Unfortunately, Paris there also not improving either. Brooksy though, let's see what Brooksy could do as well. On board once again with Brooksy as he is now coming down the back straight. Can Brooksy get his 6th pole position of his career here in Alr tonight, and taking so much curb down the outside. Car 91 of Brooksy. No, of course, no Percy tonight there, is it? But let's see what Brooksy can do. It is pole position there for Brooksy. Fantastic time indeed that Calsa unfortunately had issues right at the beginning of his lap there, and he is abandoning his time. What can Dukanko do? He's on the 3rd row of the grid. Can he elevate himself? He stays in 5th finish there. What about Starburst? He abandons his time then. And one, the track was not giving out much grip in the end. There was Brooksy made it work to absolute perfection. That's his 6th pole position of his career. Brooksy is fantastic time indeed then. And goodness me, and of course there, it goes without saying now, but he did have enough time there to come in the pits there and change his tyres then, and go back out for another bite of cherry. And not only that, that's his 1st pole position of the season. That's his 6th pole position of his career. And what a start then to qualifying here in Cobalt. What a start to the race here tonight in Cobalt as well. But at the end of that, then it is Brooksy on pole position. Now, of course, as we mentioned, it's a poison chalice, isn't it? But can Brooksy convert? That is going to be the task now on his hand in the next 29 laps or so around Bahrain. And of course, we had 6 safety cars last night. Hopefully we don't have that. Hopefully we don't have that much again then going into this race. Becca's just said a poor Brooksy cracking lap though, as of course we just mentioned the poison chalice of pole position over the last couple of days there. It's been quite incredible to say the least. I just tell you as well as a Kakarot Goku had a better lap there, unfortunately, but he had some issues there. Final classification there from Q3 then. So Brooksy is on pole position then for the 6th time in his career here in Alr Cobalt. Fantastic stuff there. Hammer Thomas alongside Monroe, and so far so good then in terms of the script then. I would hazard a guess that because those two should be, I think they're going for the Cobalt Championship, but of course it is not all going to run to script, is it? And I would hazard a guess that the likes of Starburst, Dukanko and Co will be very interested in ripping up that script then, and really writing their own piece of history here at Alr Cobalt. Whew. Right then. Well, we had 6 safety cars last night, so I got to say I almost ran out. I almost lost count there, didn't I? But of course, it was Ayrton who won the Grand Prix last night, wasn't it? We've had 3 new Grand Prix winners in Alr so far over the past couple of days. Then, of course, if we get one tonight, then the Hammer Time or Brooksy will Hammer Time or Brooksy, the only 2 drivers in this field that has won a Grand Prix in Cobalt. So the front row, if there's anything to go by for the last couple of races, then we potentially then it will we may see a new Grand Prix winner again then for the 4th time in 4 races this season then. Yes, here we go then. The final countdown is on then to start. Cheers for saying do not break a turn in turn 1 there, Brooksy, then, as he might avoid the drama. The Mercedes mechanics there are patiently looking on then from Mad Dog's garage. CGS said is also in the garage as well. And so yeah, we're going for the formation lap then around Bahrain. And it's here we got him Brooksy on pole position, the first pole position of the season, because this is the first qualifying of the season as well. So he's on the front row. Alongside him is Hammer Time then on row 1. The only two drivers in the field then to win a Grand Prix in Cobalt in their Cobalt career. Paris is in third position with Starbust in fourth position there. He's a podium machine, Starbust is, isn't he? Fifth position is Ducanco. I predicted in the race in the lineup that he would win a Grand Prix somewhere along this season. J-Dog in sixth position there. Styles in seventh position there in the Red Bull. Kalsa in eighth position in the Ferrari. Ninth position is Mad Dog. 10th position is Jinner as well. Jinner didn't get a time in there, did he? After having a very frustrating qualifying. He was around the wrong way more often than not, wasn't he? Unfortunately. Just outside the top 10. Well, of course, three drivers starting on the soft tires in the top 10 is Mad Dog, Kalsa, and J-Dog. Outside the top 10 then, and these are brand new tires then for the rest of the field now then. Smithy Almighty is on the medium tires then in 11th position then. Iron Knight then, who might be slightly out of position in the Haas car in 12th position, and he is only one of three drivers on the hard tires. Iron Knight on the hard tires. CGS also on the hard tires as well in 30th position. They're doing a lovely burnout there, lovely. Picasso in 14th position, kicking himself in the George Russell car after our nation said, Boo Delight that is, he's our Kimi Räikkönen by the looks there. He's not concerned about warming up his tires at all in 15th position there. 16th is Kaz there on the medium tires in the Ferrari. Scooby Stew is 17th then in the McLaren. 18th position is Winnie in the Red Bull. 19th position is Sir Dave. I don't think he's got a knighthood by officially, but he's knighted himself anyway in 19th position there. And 20th is Liam D, the last runner who didn't set a time then, and also he's on the hard tires as well. And so 3 drivers on the hard tires, 3 drivers on the soft tires. Everyone else is on the medium compound tires. And Gunnar saying good luck there. Bradfield saying good luck as well. Serious Marshall also saying good luck and looking forward to this one. And indeed, Liz said, of course, lovely helmet by the way there from Liam D. I've got to say we've had a cracking helmet designs this year. It's really it really makes me very happy to have some good helmet designs there. Let's take a look at Sir Dave. Sir Dave has also got a default one as well, so I'm going to have to have a word with both Sir Dave and Booty at the end of this race, aren't I? So right then, so Liam D then is just lining up his car on the 20th on the spot then as well. So we're on board there with pole position Brooksy. Can he convert into the win? This is the question then, because no one has converted pole position all the front row into a win just yet. Lovely shot for Hammer Time and for the Williams as well then. We're just waiting for the lights to come on then, and those where are the lights then? Here we go then, and we're just waiting for the reps then. There is the pit stop strategy then. There are the red lights, and this is the view from pole position then. And there was go on the bit, and that's a Red Bull goal, and that's a spinner. Oh gosh, they're in the Aston Martin. Oh my goodness me! And Styles is out of the Grand Prix before he got to turn 1, and it's a virtual safety car. And my goodness me, Styles is out, and that's a 5-second penalty before he even got into turn 1 there. And once again, then it looks like some drivers are driving for traction control, aren't they? They have just lit up the rear tyres there and have spun the car, haven't they? And I think that's what's happened there. Someone had a poor start there, didn't they? And it was one of the Red Bulls. I'm wondering if it was Styles had an issue of some kind there, but either way, that's not good, is it? Well, up 8 positions is Kaza. Lovely stuff indeed. Then Dave up 7 positions as well. 5-second penalty for Paris there for ignoring yellow flags. That's not good at all. 7 positions there for winning as well. Good stuff indeed then. So we've got a lot of big movers in this opening round then. Oh my goodness gracious me then. So that is not a good start at all then to this Grand Prix. Well, Brooksy proved pole position very wrong then. At the moment, Brooksy is currently down in second position because Hammer Time to lead under all the issues. Look at those penalties so far. Let's take a look at the penalties, shall we? If I could ever get there. Hang on, where is the penalties? Oh, there he is. So Paris has got 10 seconds of penalties, 10 seconds for Smithfield Might as well, 5 seconds for J-Dog, for Kalsa, Picasso, Winnie, Mad Dog, ZGS and Sir Dave had all got penalties at the moment. So I think we're going to see a lot of drivers that come in to the pits. But Hammer Time leads, and at the end of that's the story at the end of the first half. Styles out of the Grand Prix already then, as it was a bit of a messy start. Is anyone going to come in the pits then? We'll just take a look then. The first high start to come in the pits, and it's a soft shot squad of Ferrari. I think the Cars really didn't have any option, did he? If his teammate was coming in, he would have had to queue out. Picasso in, winning as well. That was the carbon fiber zone, wasn't it? Of where he had a lot of drivers that coming into the pits. We have also got the McLaren into the pits as well. Sir Dave is also in there, so we've got a lot of action here then here in Cobalt one, and there is Sir Dave in the Alpine car then, as he is also in the pits as well, and he's got a 5-second penalty. Of course, and this is a good opportunity then just to change those tires then. So yeah, very action packed. Then Kelso coming out in the position on those hard tires then, medium tires then for winning as well, as my tower is going up and down then. Goodness me, as Dave then just cutting out in front of the Aston Martin. Very rude, I must say, indeed. Jenner out on the hard tires. Dave is gone onto the medium tires as well. Iron Knight is onto the soft tires and Iron Knight then unfortunately also having issues as well in the Haas car 66 as he comes back out of the pit lane as well. So hopefully my tower will get itself sorted out and we'll be back racing once again. And they didn't show me the red lights. Oh no, so that's a shame there for Stars because we thought he didn't move, and that is why he had no lights there. I must say it was a bit of an odd start, wasn't it? Because I was expecting to see the revs there, but I didn't see the revs at all, and it caught me out as well. But Styles, what a wrong bit of bad luck there. He had bad luck last year. He's had a bit of bad luck to start off this season as well. What a shame there for Styles. Oh my goodness me. And that is absolutely a shame. Such a shame there. Titch saying, damn, a Red Bull then. Just watched it back. It was messy. It was indeed, wasn't it, unfortunately, but I think that it was a technical gremlin for Styles' point of view then, because Styles didn't see the lights then, and unfortunately if you don't see the lights then, it's going to be basically you've already got a problem, haven't you? Because how are you supposed to know where to go if you can't see the lights then? So Styles then unlucky as well. He had a good qualifying, didn't he? He was up in he was his highest 7th position now, and he would have got some points from then, wouldn't he? But that is such a shame now for Styles then. Really been robbed then. We've still got a couple of penalties in the field then, and I'm wondering if they'll take these penalties now then with the safety car then. So we've had a lot of safety cars. We've had safety cars in every single Grand Prix that we've raced so far in Alr. From my point of view, great. Of course, so because basically I love action there. I really do enjoy it when it becomes anarchy then, and it just take a look then is some drivers are really extremely trying to warm up those tires, aren't they? Safety car should be in this up then. So Burr Mylander then is I gotta say been a very busy bee, hasn't he? Over the course of the last 3 races here in Bahrain, hasn't he? So of course, hopefully, and as busy as last night, he almost led the same amount of laps as Ayrton did last night. Goodness gracious me, he was out for so long, wasn't he? Of course, Ayrton had to go through 5 safety car restarts last night, which is more than enough for anyone to go through 5 restarts. Now, I think he judged all of them to absolute perfection there, didn't he? Of course, also hats off to Connect as well on his debut as well. He was very unlucky there. He had a technical gremlin. Remember that Welsh Manado and Connect had 2 very similar issues there with their controller, where it seemed to veer him off suddenly to one way or the other there. And I got to say, that's a bit of a concern then, isn't it, really? Because that's just unfair, to say the very least then. But as I get off my soapbox now, yeah, I think it's unfair, especially for Connect and Maldonado, who were both in very good positions when that happened at times. I love the helmet design, by the way, from Cars. Love it, fantastic stuff indeed. That, hands down there. Yeah, as I've already mentioned, that this season there's already been better helmet designs in these opening 4 races. There has been in for that entire of last season. That's probably a lie, but that's. But that's my first. Well, that's what I'm saying right now. On board then with Hammer Time. Then Hammer Time, he would love to go for his 2nd Grand Prix win of his career, when he had one last season, didn't he? I think it was at the Mexican Grand Prix that he won that race, wasn't it? As we're just now coming into the final. Well, the safety car lights are off, and we're about to get raced again. Serious Mushroom also had the issue as well last night. So yes, this is not good at all, really, is it? Because that is a fundamental problem, to say the very least. Then, and it's unfair what on the drivers has happened to then. So hopefully that can be nipped in the bud then with whatever the patch notes was then, as I've already mentioned. And unfortunately I didn't read unfortunately Dan R, patch note king then. Oh gosh, Brooksy almost into the back of Hammer Time. And when's he going to go? He's not gone yet, is he? Brooks is alongside there. Brooksy doesn't want to be caught then. This is a very slow safety car restart. Is he gone? He has gone now, and we are back racing then here in Abu Dhabi. And Liam has already got over to 10th position. A great start then, as now we're back racing as well. Look at this then. So we're now going straight steaming down into turn one then, as Brooks is going for the lead. He's going for the lead, and he's on the inside. And is he going to go for it now? Hammer time now, slamming the door shut. Then we've also got J-Dog then, who's having a look as well then, but no dice at the moment. Then we've also got oh gosh, we got all kinds of shenanigans going on there. That's Alfa Romeo off, and Liam D's right off the circuit and going back to the front as well, because the race leader has a change position. Brooks is on the outside, Hammer time's on the inside. Oh gosh, and look at this, who's going to yield then? It's Hammer time, is he? He's going to have a look then, but Brooks, he takes the lead at the Bahrain Grand Prix, and that is a crucial part of this race then, isn't it? Now is it going to be a similar story to what happened to Hamilton and Verstappen in the sprint race in Silverstone? Remember where Verstappen took the lead there and just wandered away. Is Brooks going to do the same here then? We're going to find out. Starburst in third position. Well, then is they're still all fighting up and down the order. Jinner's just got past Sir Dave and moved up into your 14th position. And good stuff indeed there from Jinner. We've also got Picasso having a look on the outside of Bucci Delight as well. He's right underneath the rear box of Bucci there. Bucci is not coming to the pitch just yet and doing a good job in ninth position there, but he's on the outside there, and Bucci is looking very not looking very stable in that AlphaTauri there, but it looks, is he? But Picasso now in the ninth position. He's flying through the field like a hot knife through butter. Make that 8th position now as ZGS is now up into 8th, or is it then because they're swapping positions there? They're swapping positions now. Picasso up into 8th position. Good stuff indeed then. Absolutely major, absolutely great stuff. And Brooks is the fast up of the race, and no DRS just yet. Of course, Picasso is flying through the field. We've got a problem for one of the McLarens. Oh, good stuff. Oh, it's a major spin there for Smithfield Mighty. He's down into 19th position now in the McLaren, and that's not good at all. Liam D is now right underneath the gearbox of the Haas cars. Right, he's having a look there. No dice just yet as we go in to turn one on those hard tires as well, bouncing over the curbs. Jinner's not right underneath the gearbox there as well, as ZGS and Booty are fighting. Booty having a look on the inside there. We've also got Kaz going past as well. Booty onto 9th position there. Good repel in the attack there. ZGS so is unfortunately lost momentum now. Winnie is all over the back of him as well, but no, it's Calstra. We also got Mad Dog and Jinner in there as well. Mad Dog's on the outside, Jinner's on the inside. And oh goodness me, Jinner! Oh my good grief there. And oh my gosh there. Mad Dog there, I think he got on the power there and almost spun it off. Goodness me, and I was getting a bit hair and scared to say the least, wasn't it? I was like, oh goodness me, it's getting very feisty between these two, isn't it? Mad Dog and Jinner. Oh goodness gracious me then. So now they're side by side then going down into turn 11. I think it is 11. It's not very much a traditional overtaking opportunity. Starburst is off. He's off. He's had some issues there in 11th position. The Aston Martin, he's recovering back onto the circuit. Mad Dog then is on the outside as well, but Mad Dog is Wrong Aston Martin, there he is. Jinner now is in a 30 minutes now. He's all over the back of Mad Dog then, getting very feisty indeed. Sir Davis also got past then. Oh my word then, Sir Dave. Oh, look at the sparks there. My goodness me then. It was like bonfire night there, wasn't it there? Here in the night of Bahrain then. Oh my word, there was going on behind them. Mad Dog has dropped down the order. Picasso's up in the 5th. He's having a fantastic Grand Prix. Iron Knight is now in the 50th position. Made that 14th position there. He is up in the 14th. One more, Sir Dave. Oh gosh, oh that's very neat and tidy there. And Sir Dave who's just had to back out of that now. Liam D, and we've got yellow flags in front of us. ZGS is out of the Grand Prix. He is, where is he? Oh gosh, there he's off the circuit. I can't even see where he is then. And oh, he's gone off there. I think that's where Grosjean had a big old smash there, just a bit further up there, back in the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. It's another safety car here in this race set, and it was getting very feisty there, to say the least, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. And I've just been informed. Oh yes, there it is. And I gotta say, this is my favorite feature of F1 2020. Sirius Rusher has just said that Picasso has got no helmet on. Clip it. So he's just got his balaclava on. Someone clip lap 5 as well. I remember Lewis Williams had the same problem in a preseason as well. Gordo saying, "Give me a good chuckle," and unfortunately, it gave me and Knowles a good chuckle as well. And I almost lost myself in that preseason race. Luckily, I wasn't on air. I'm on air tonight though, and yes, there he is. So we got the head of George Russell tonight. Oh goodness me! I gotta say, Picasso's on a great race though. Unfortunately for me though, I'm gonna be giggling there because now he's got no helmet on. Picasso has on there, and there he is. And look at that then. So he's got his balaclava as well. Oh goodness gracious me! Then. So that's surely against some safety standards in Formula One, isn't it? They take safety quite seriously. Well, obviously not tonight, do they? So Picasso there, who has got no helmet on tonight, and I've got to say that is surely a violation of health and safety. into the pits. There comes J-Dog in the Haas car. He's done 6 laps on the soft tires, and the safety cars out. This is a perfect opportunity. Kaz also in the pits as well, and so the Ferrari mechanics are going to work. Haas mechanics are not touching the car because they got a 5-second penalty at the moment. Now going on to the medium tires, changing the nose cone as well for the Haas car. Kaz is already in and out. There he goes. Iron Knight also in the pits. Well, oh goodness me, the Haas mechanics are working overtime here, and we got some more pit stops as well. Sir Davis also in the pits as well, and having to change the nose cone of the Alpine and before coming back out. Mad Dog has done the same thing. Iron Knight then is now going on to the hard compound tires for the Haas car, and now he's back out on the circuit. And Smithy is Smithy at the moment is in 18th position there, but luckily he can get himself back into this race then. Well, then it's I got to compose myself because with Picasso having no helmet on, I'm going to be giggling from ear to ear. And Kalsa's not going to be giggling at all because I think they got some penalties there, as he's got a 5-second penalty. Kalsa has there, I'm not sure. Was it into Boo Delight then, or was it Vinny into Winnie into Kalsa? I should have been paying more attention there, but I was yapping on about the helmet issues there, and that is that's not good at all, is it, for Kalsa? So he's got a 5-second penalty at the moment, and then look, Paris has got a 10-second penalty, 3-second penalty for Jinner at the moment now, on board then at the moment, and there are the guys in front now. Great start to the race there for Booty Delight, if I do say so myself. Good stuff indeed, up 9 positions, but Picasso having a great drive so far, up 9 positions as well, and then of course he's flying through the field at the moment there on those soft tires in the Williams there. He'll be with no helmet indeed then, so we might have to talk about that after the race. Winning in 10 positions there. Liam D on a great race as well. Also gone from 20th on the grid to 10th so far. Albeit we haven't even got to half distance in this race yet. Starburst down 10 positions after a bit of a spin there, unfortunately. So there are the and so there is just the winners and losers so far from the opening exchange there. So on the medium tires, says Brooksy has made the call to go into pits then. So has he got damage there, Brooksy has? I thought he had damage there onto his on his left-hand side of his wing, on his wing there. Has he lost the winglet? Has he lost the end plate there? Let's take a look then. And that's a nose cone change there for the Alfa Romeo mechanics, and some problems there for the race leader. Oh goodness me then. And this is an unscheduled stop there for Brooksy. He's dropped all the way down to 17th position there. A drama once again here in Bahrain. Oh my word there. Picasso's also done a great stint on the soft tires. Now he's on the medium tires. Is he going to get to the end on the medium tires from there? I don't think so, but I have been wrong before. Hammer Time then currently leads the Grand Prix. I'm not sure how he even got damage. Did he get damage off that safety car perhaps? I'm not too sure. And of course all we'll be doing is guessing and numbing at this moment in time then. Just on board then with the race here. Let's quickly catch up with the comments, shall we? As I am very much, I got to say I am doing an appalling job tonight, ain't I really? I need to be showing you a bit more love then. Serious much we just got I build a different XP, and there is Serious much said hard head Picasso, then goodness me, he must have a hard head not to need a helmet there. Lovely stuff indeed then. But Gordon saying, well, what's the worst that could happen with no helmet? Exactly there. Of course, obviously, if you're riding bikes and stuff like that, of course wear a helmet there, but obviously Picasso there is a man of steel, isn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed. He's our own Superman. Brilliant stuff there. As we got Brooks saying, safety car glitched on my screen and I hit the safety car. Picasso reckons there will be another safety car, he reckons as well, and that is such a shame now. So the safety car had issues there. We did maybe have a guess then about the issues having the safety car, but we didn't realise that he's coming back in now. Bert Mylander has called nothing but gremlins, hasn't he? Of course, I crashed into him in Brazil, but that was not my fault. As I was trying to overtake him, and of course, nothing's ever my fault. What is occurring down here? And we have got some major gremlins going on then with Starburst. Look, we got 5-second penalties for Starburst, and you mad bro then, so that is not good either. As the safety car has caused some issues for me, Ayrton, and now for Brooks as well. Brooks is down in 17th position there. How's he going to be able to respond to this? Since we're back racing in just a jiffy. Look, all these 5-second penalties that are accumulating here. Oh goodness me then. As these are very slow safety car restarts. Boo Delight's also got one as well, and that is not good, is it? We're back racing now here in Bahrain, and Dukanko's right under the cost right from the get-go. 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane for Jinner. As Jinner is now drawn right down to the back. Mad Bro is you Mad Dogs also in the. Oh gosh, there is a Mad Bro as you Mad Dogs retired from the session there. As Paris is and Ducanco now battling away as well as we're coming up the hill then. Hammer time is in the Grand Prix. Paris is all over the back of Ducanco. He's all over the back of him like a rat. So it's a Haas car having a look in the background as well. No dice as we go up the hill then. Here's J-Dog now up the inside passing Kaz. There he goes. And up into 8th position there. But Kaz comes. Oh goodness me, they're showing a bit of the love tap as well there on the older wheel there. Oh, a good golly gosh there. As we've also got Brooksy and Iron Knight. Where's Brooksy dropping down the order and the pole center there. Oh, has he got damage again? He has got damage again. Brooksy's got major damage in the Alfa Romeo. Oh my goodness me. It's not going too well at all for Brooksy tonight then. And once again, the pole sitter is having some issues there. And that's a car and no wing. Winnie's got no wing at all for the Red Bull. Oh my goodness me then. And gosh, there is absolutely anarchy here in this Grand Prix. Once again, isn't it? Oh my gosh, there. And just now on board with then with oh gosh there, no, he's gone wide there, Winnie out there. He's got no wing of course then, so he's got no downforce. Brooks also has got damage as well, and that is a big blow to say Lisa. Picasso once again then another storming drive through the field for Picasso. He is absolutely loving life. Scooby Shoo is very slow down the back straight and he's going to lose 2 positions. He has lost 2 positions at the Ferrari. Oh Picasso, Scooby Shoo's gone into the back there, and now we got Starburst all over the back as well. Goodness gracious me, it's 2 by 2. It's like a Noah's Ark then. Boudreaux dropping down to 5th position. We've got Picasso now for the 8th position. Kaz is now into the top down to 9th position. We've also got Starburst there. Having a burst of speed there into turn number, oh gosh, turn number 1. And Brooksy is in the pits then. And he's got a 5-second penalty. Bootsy Deloitte's got another 3-second penalty. Unfortunately, he needs to calm down a bit. I would hazard to guess that he's in a strong position at 5th position. And we have got Kaz now into 9th position there. He's in 9th position there. Starburst down into 10th then. Good stuff indeed. Great stuff then. And we've got Jinner and Brooksy, Jinner and Winnie who have all come into the pits as well then. Oh goodness me then. And the Ferrari then is going for more of an acute angle, so Starburst is just not going to be concerned. He goes on the outside, throws caution to the wind there. He doesn't care what Kaz is doing. He was going on the outside, wasn't he? And Starburst then back up into 9th position there. And one of the drivers in my very humble opinion then is going to be very much in the frame then. And look at Liam D. Liam D then, he showed some promise in the pre-season, didn't he? But we got a car off. It's Jinner. He is off the circuit there. He's got off in the way. Oh, Boudreaux's on the inside. Oh my gosh there. And he's gone on the inside. He spun it. He has spun the corner. That was a bit of a day and a dollar short there from Boudreaux. He's going to have to get back onto the circuit. And he's got to get a move on as well. Unfortunately, it's going to be disqualified. Jinner has had some issues there. He's lost the whole of the wing section. And it's a DRS has now been enabled then. I'm not sure how long for though. We might get another safety car. Paris Saint-Germain then. Sorry, Paris is now alongside and out of Ducanco. Ducanco's on the outside, but he's going for an acute angle for Paris then, which has allowed Ducanco to get on the power harder, faster, and away he goes then. Absolutely fantastic stuff then. And here we go there as we're now powering up the hill then, and he's now under. Paris is back through. Yes, he is through. He passes Ducanco. He's going back up and under. There's a car off. It's Kaz. Kaz is off the circuit then. Liam D is off the circuit as well. And oh goodness me, he has dropped right down the order. He hasn't got damage there. And Ivan Ducanco is off the circuit. Scooby Stew is out of the Grand Prix. What is occurring here? Another action pack race, another safety car. Oh my gosh there. And Iron Knight there and Ducanco almost came to blows. 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane for Jinner once again. Then it's I gotta say then these drivers then this is the first race back tonight, isn't it? But goodness gracious me then a lot of them are very eager to get back racing, aren't they? As a Jinner back into the pits and now another penalty there for the Aston Martin guys and of course a lovely shot here. I love these shots by the way, fantastic stuff indeed. Scooby Stew is the latest retirement in this Grand Prix. Absolutely incredible stuff. That's an incredible stuff as we're now coming back out of the pits on and Jinner is Winnie in a 13th position there. Scooby Stew in is out of the race unfortunately. 4 retirements already on safety car. Is this the 3rd safety car in this Grand Prix? I think it is, isn't it? Is Hammer Time going to come in the pits? I think this is perfect, and yes indeed it is, and he comes into the pits slowing right down then to the pit lane speed limiter, as is Paris as well. So all the top runners are coming in the pits, and so what? Oh my God, J-Dog is so well. Goodness me. And J-Dog there very much doing a Fernando Alonso there and overtaking coming into the pits there. So Kalsa has lost out to J-Dog then, who just steamed into the pits there. Ferrari mechanics cannot touch the car then as they are going toward it. And so there's the Alfa Romeo coming in the pits to Kanko as he'll be quite happy, I think, with this. Picasso back into the pits again. There's that damage and the Williams mechanics don't look like they're ready because they just serviced Paris as he's got no helmet. Picasso hasn't that. Goodness me, that's really against the rules, isn't it? The Alpine there is also service Liam D as well, and he's back out of the pits as well. Boo Delight then is in no man's land there as I think that the AlphaTauri are refusing to service him. And oh, well, they've now disappeared then. So there we go. I hope he's been serviced. He has been serviced. He's on the hard tires now. Brooksy also in the pits as well then, and just now on board with Brooksy into the pits, and he's now what tires are going to throw on. He's on the hard tires now to the end of the Grand Prix as well. Let's quickly catch up with the penalty, shall we? There's still a lot of penalties out there as the AlphaTauri mechanics are coming back out again then. Well, no, they haven't gone back in then. I have no idea what's going on. Then the Red Bull mechanics are now in the pits as well. Jim's got an 8-second penalty then to his account at the moment, and I wonder if he might come back in the pits and just try and get rid of some of these penalties then. No, he's staying out of the moment, Jim is then, and we're going to go from there. So Starburst leads the Grand Prix. I've got to take stock, so I've no idea what I'm doing, but Sir Davis in second position. Goodness gracious me then. How's he doing up there? We got Iron Knight in third position there. Hammer Time is in fourth then. Paris in fifth position, and he's got a 5-second penalty though to his first trouble. So has Kalsa's got a 10-second, I should say. Boo Delight is up to 8 seconds then, and we've also got Sir Dave. Oh goodness me! So there's been all kinds of shenanigans there. So we've got a severe collision and Iron Knight on Sir Dave. So Sir Dave is in AI mode there. That's a very naughty boy. We have also got Jinner also in 8-second penalties as well. Then. So who came in the pits at that time around then? So Hammer Time came in the pits and he's gone to the soft tires. I'm not sure. Is that against the script? And I'm not sure if he would have wanted to do that. I thought he would have gone to the hard tires at the end of the race then. But I'm not too sure on that one. But no, having said that, even Dukanko and Kazaros on the hard tires as well. Maybe I'm speaking absolute rubbish here, but I thought that as Iron Knight comes into the pits and as here he is getting out, he's got a 5-second penalty then for speeding in the pits as well, Iron Knight. And yes, and it's kind of a snowball effect at the moment. Iron Knight as he's now in the Haas car and he's just looking for the blue overall mechanics of the Haas team. There they are into the pits and now that as they cannot touch the car, and he is just trying to get rid of this 5-second penalty and come back out as well. And look at this. And now he's going on to the medium compound tires before coming out of the pits as well. Kaz is on the soft tires, and Brooksy now up into 13th position. And there he is in the background. Is that a Mercedes? No, it's an Aston Martin. It is an Aston Martin. Now, goodness me. I'm going to have to get my old Specsavers out. So I think it's the opticians as well. So that's tomorrow for me. So Starburst is leading, and he's only done 5 laps on these hard tires. He's going to be able to get to the end of the race from there. My expert opinion, which I haven't got an expert opinion, I think he can, but they might be a bit worse for wear at the moment. Let's take stock, shall we? We're on lap 13. We're just about half distance in here in Cobalt then in Abu Dhabi. Then this is our final race in Bahrain. Then before we move on to Spain in a week's time. Then I find it so weird that I'm saying that because. I find that so weird though, because Spain is way too early for my opinion. Usually Spain is the start of the European season. Well, it's only round 2 and we're already going to Europe. Fantastic. And then, of course, before we move on to Monaco, Azerbaijan then. And I got to say, the next 3 races are going to be quite brutal for these drivers, and especially Monaco and Azerbaijan then. I wonder who's going to be looking forward to that and who isn't then. So just now, let's quickly go through the classification then, shall we? So Starburst is in the race, but he does have a penalty to his name. Sir Dave in second position then, as I mentioned earlier. How has he ended up there? Third position is at Hammer Time. Fourth position is at Paris. Fifth position is at J-Dog. Sixth position is at Kalsa. Seventh position is Dukanko. Safety car in the end this lap. Then Smithy Almighty, who's at the back of the field at one point, in almost a half a lap behind us in 8th. Fantastic. Picasso on a storming drive, but he seems like he's getting nowhere in 9th position there. But of course, he's used 2 times of compounded tires already there. So Picasso then, he's one to watch, I think, later on this race. Liam D has had a stormy start to this race, hasn't he? He's back in 10th position now. Kaz in 11th position there. Booty Delight in 12th. Brooksy in 13th position, the pole sitter. 14th is Jinner, winning 15th. Iron Knight in 16th. And his Starburst, and when's he going to drop the hammer then? And once again, he's not going just yet. And look at this, there's a big old gap. There's almost a second gap then. And Starburst is not going yet. Now he's going. And now we're back racing. And Dave has been caught napping there. Nothing unusual there for Dave. He loves a good nap. But goodness me, and now he is. Oh my gosh, and we're going wheel to wheel down it through, and Dave is a sardine there. He's a thorn, he's a rose between the two thorns there, Davis, and he's down into fourth position. Hammer time in the second position. He's on the soft tires. Now he needs to get Picasso's got him two position there. My goodness me, and that's a slow Alpine. I think was that Liam D. Honations? It was indeed, and Swiffy D is now up in 10th position there, and a Boujalai is off. Oh, that's Kaz who's got off as well. B jumped down into 16th position there, and now in a nightmare race then, and a Starburst is on a look on the inside then, and not quite then, and a Hammer time then, away he goes then. He's got the soft tires then, he's going for the lead then, he's going for the lead. Oh goodness me, down into turn 10, he is, he's done it. Fantastic stuff indeed then, absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there for Hammer time. He leads the Grand Prix on the soft tires. I ain't going to get to the end though from here, so he needs to make hay now on those soft compound tires, back on board with Picasso with no helmet to his on his yut there, so goodness me, and he's running underneath the rear wing of J-Dog as well, and look at this, and he's all over the back of him like a rash. Jenner's now into the top 10 as well. It's got past Smithy Almighty, look at him, he's all over the back of that car, and Picasso is really pushing. Jenner's gone past two cars in a matter of two corners in the background, and Smithy Almighty is back where he started a couple of corners ago, and Picasso up the inside on free lap out hot medium tires as we accelerate away. And now look at this, Hammer time has now got a fast up on the race set, and here we go then. Of course, remember the rule then. I'll talk about the rule in a minute because someone's just coming to the pits. Oh my gosh, and then Picasso and Ducanco and J-Dog and Calza is out of the Grand Prix. That's our fifth retirement in this race set after 15 lap set, and Brooksy is now in the 7th position as well. Brooksy's come back into action as well. Goodness me, and this is a crackhead race. This is a race to the end of the Grand Prix now. Oh goodness me, Picasso as he damaged the car. Even the slightest bit of damage is really painful on these Formula 1 2021 cars. Then five cars is retired. Then 15 cars are left in the Grand Prix, and let's see then how this one's going to unfold. Then we've still got half distance to go here in Bahrain as well. Another 15 laps around here. We've had 3 cracking races, and this fourth one is shaping up to be a stormer as well, isn't it? Which is great to see. Hammer time 2.5 seconds in front of Starburst now. Those are the soft tires that are doing a great job. Kaz has got a 3-second penalty for his troubles then in the background then. Yes, then Kaz dropping down into 15th position then. Back on board with Brooks at the moment then, and Paris is now really pushing the envelope. He's pushing the issue. He is pushing Starburst, isn't he? In a second position then. And here are these trainer cars. That is, I think they're starting to be a conga line forming now behind Sir Dave in the 4th position then. Starburst that I think is going to have to start to get out his defensive skills. That is Starbust, not Starburst. What am I talking about? Out of the final turn then, and let's see that. And that was Paris then out of the final turn then, and let's see what he did. He's all over the back, all over the gearbox. Ducanco's got past there, Dave. I'll just see what Gordon's put there. I can't believe I said that. And then we just, oh my goodness, that is Starbust there. Is just got still in second position. Ducanco's got past her. Oh, Dave is around. He's around there. Goodness me, that's his best Kylie Minogue impression, and that's not good at all. As we're just now watching Picasso coming up the hill as well, as a Ducanco in 4th position on those soft tires. And now this is where he needs to get the hammer down and fly, and now really put the hammer down, get some quality laps on the go then. But Picasso is storming, isn't he? So is Brooksy. This is a magnificent Grand Prix, isn't it? I love the shot, by the way. Fantastic. 4.3 seconds now. The gap is from first and second position then, as we're just looking down the order there. Iron Knight. Oh gosh, and Picasso there has gone into the back of Ducanco, and we had a pull and camera shot there as he damaged the wing then. That is not good at all. And now Picasso, of course, who's gone helmetless tonight. He's also wingless as well, but it looks he's damaged the car. Picasso has there, and that is not good, is it? And Picasso, oh no, and Jenner, he's in the wall, and there's Deborah all over the circuit, and oh god, it's Liam D, oh my gosh, it's a virtual safety car. Sir Dave is, he's got all his wings there, as a Jenner also spinning as well, and there's Deborah all over the circuit, and virtual safety car. They can turn to a full safety car, but I think that the marshal should clear the debris away in the nick of time, so we don't need a safety car. Ducanco is in the pits after only 4 laps on the soft tires. Picasso in the pits, J-Dog in the pits as well. Action galore in this Grand Prix as now then. So let's see where they come out, and then this race is far from over, isn't it there? And I've got to say, hopefully we'll sail into a race in a minute, but I don't think we're going to. Incredible, isn't it? Wow, my goodness me. Just like bronze last night, and it's action galore, isn't it? I've really been made to work out this week, haven't I? Good gosh, there. I am not a man who likes action. There, goodness me, I'm the opposite of action, man. I don't really know what to call that, but there we go. Now the whole wing section's completely gone from Jinnah. He is back in the pits there. He's on 7-lap old hard tyres, and I think I seen a comment earlier on that some drivers might run out of tyres, and that is actually could be the case there for a couple of drivers. Lovely shot here from the diffuser. Oh, nice. As the cameraman is he okay? I don't know. Anyway, we've got Kaza coming out of the pits now on the soft tyres. So, it's a long old virtual safety car, but this is a good opportunity there. Oh no, Picasso has got a drive-through penalty. Remember that there is not a notification now, is there, that tells you when the drive-through the virtual safety car ends, is it? And it's very unfair, really, on the drivers, isn't it? And that's a blow, isn't it, there for Picasso? He's got a drive-through penalty. This race is sort of so wide. He's got the pace, hasn't he? But he's been very unlucky, hasn't he? It seems to be all these races this week have just not been anything but straightforward, haven't they? Just on board then with Liam D, who's at the moment there in the ascendancy. There he is then. And of course, Winnie is now being hunted down by Sir Dave and Booty Delight there. I hope both Booty and Sir Dave, please, a bit careful. We've just got Liam D then, who is really struggling there with the wheel there, isn't it? That car is very looking very pointy there on Liam D, but he has the pace, doesn't he, Liam D? And here he comes there. And Iron Knight there is going to be feeling Liam D's breath from the back of his rear wing as we go down into turn one as a Booty Delight and Sir Booty Delight they're slinging out the inside past Sir Dave. Great maneuver there for a Booty Delight there. Takes after his own call. Laugh out loud, I would have been in the wall. So we're just watching Iron Knight now up into fifth position there. Oh, I see that now because Smithy is not giving up that. He is through. Where is he? As Iron Knight takes the racing line then. Liam D there. Could he try and get through as well? Not quite. As now Liam then in a seventh position then. Seventh position there. Booty's now got past Winning and moved himself into eighth position there. So Booty Delight now has found his groove and he's into the top 8 at the moment. He does have penalties, so doesn't he? A lot of the drivers have penalties here at this stage of proceedings. We'll talk about those penalties in just a minute. I would say that. And now then there's Liam D. I think that he is looking very strong at this stage of the race, isn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed. But as we're just watching Liam D. Going up the hill as well. There's Iron Knight just in the foreground here. Yellow flag. So that's a Haas car. It's J-Dog. He's off the circuit there at turn number 10 then. And I think that this has been these races here in All Vale are a bit of very much an endurance sprint. Now Liam D on the inside there passes Smithy D. I was looking at the wrong part of the track there. I thought that Liam D was going on the outside in turn 12, and I was like, my goodness me, now that is a brave thing to do, isn't it? Hammer Time then, when's he going to come in the pits? I think Hammer Time will be hoping for some kind of safety car, surely, because I'm not sure if he's going to go for soft again then to the end of the race, then potentially. That's what I like. I think that I got to say, that's what I quite like about these races, because I don't really know what's going on in terms of strategy. Whether that adds to the show or not, I think it doesn't really, does it? Because you guys probably want somebody who knows what they're talking about. Jinnah's got a 3-second penalty as well in the Aston Martin, and Paris still behind Starbus at the moment, which I'm quite surprised by, because I thought that Paris is going to breeze by because of the AlphaTauri he's got 5 lap younger tyres than Starburst, but Starburst is driving the wheels off of Aston Martin at the moment now and doing an absolutely bang out, as I was doing a smack bang job, isn't he? A bang up job that I was actually meant to say there. I'm going to say that is my old, as I was trying to get down with the cool kids there, but that's certainly not, wasn't cool at all, was it? Sparks there coming on the back of Starbus. I love the sparks now on this game. It's brilliant, doesn't it? It makes it more action-packed, doesn't it? Starbus at the moment there is now 8 seconds behind Hammer Time. Then as Hammer Time is really putting the laps in as well. Scuba Street Isle Grand Prix. He is one of our 5 retirements, our 5 DNFs then in this Grand Prix at the moment. Starburst almost off the track there, isn't he? But he's trying to shorten the slip angle there so he doesn't have to turn the car as much then. And Starburst, I've got to say, the car is quite low to the ground, isn't it? We've seen a lot of sparks, I think, from the Aston Martin, and I think it was Starburst earlier on the race as well. Now this is a much better run there from Paris, so he is alongside. He is up into second position. Starburst is on the inside. There's potential might be the battle for the race win as well, but Brooksy, who hasn't got any penalties though, is only 4 seconds away from these two, so they can't battle too hard. Otherwise, they're going to cost their time. They're going to cost themselves time between themselves and Brooks as well. In terms of penalties, so they need to get further in front, because they got 5-second penalties each. These two drivers have. If they come in the pits, then they can serve it. At the moment, no. At the moment, that would just be added on to the end of their race time, of course. And now then, we're on board with Liam Deedan, who's in a very solid third position. Well, they're doing a good job, Liam D is. At the moment, and he is the driver of the day. Is he absolutely flying through the field there from 20th to 6th position? He said he was going to do a Dan Murphy. He certainly has done a Dan Murphy, hasn't he? Absolutely amazing stuff indeed there for Liam Deedan. And of course, Liam D, the new Dan Murphy or the new Liam D. And perhaps he is maybe a bit of both. And he's doing a storming drive coming through the field then. And now he's in a 6th position there. Driver of the day so far. Good stuff indeed then for Liam D. He also gets helmet of the day as well from Medan. As Booty is now right underneath the gearbox now of Smithy Almighty. He's having a great, he was having a pretty difficult opening a couple of rounds in this race now, but now he's back on form. Here he is in the AlphaTauri, and Smithy is his next target. He's on those hard tires. He can go to the end from those hard tires as well. Into the pits there comes Hammer Time. So he's now on the medium tires at the end of the Grand Prix, and we got a great battle for the lead. I think that here it is then as well. It's Paris and Starburst, and now Paris is retake the lead then as well. Good stuff indeed. That as they're going over the crest of the hill, then Paris is trying to defend, but look, Brooks is only 2 seconds back now, isn't he? And goodness gracious me, and this is working right. It's working very nicely indeed. Hammer Time is not too far away though from the Grand Prix lead. He has no penalties either, does he? Hammer Time. He's also got a fresh set of boots set. Those medium tires were easy to get to the end of the Grand Prix. There's 4-5 cars that could potentially win this race. This is going to be a cracking end then to this one. Oh, I'll see mega stuff indeed. 9 laps to go. Paris leads the Grand Prix on his, I think this is his debut, isn't it, here in Alr Cobalt. He's on a fantastic debut as well. Standing up in the seat of that Williams, doing a great job tonight. He's the, of course, he's the replacement for many things. He unfortunately can't race here tonight, but he's doing an absolute stand-up job then. So good stuff indeed then. Back on board with Starburst. He is still in DRS and Brooksy is still coming out. Then Brooksy, if the race finished now, then it will be Brooksy who wins the Grand Prix, and he will be put in the as Dave's just dropped down into 11th position there, as Dukanko is now up into 10th position there, as Dave has done a lot of laps on those tyres, hasn't he? But yes, if the checker flag drops now, and I thought it was in the pits, the checker flag drops now, then Brooksy will win the Grand Prix, of course. That Iron Knight, though, it's not letting Hammer Time have it all his own way then, so Hammer Time needs to break that DRS quite quickly, otherwise that battle is going to wear him down, and it's going to weigh him down as well, isn't it? And that is not what he wants at all, is it? So look at this, and it's once again Starburst is trying to go for the slipstream, isn't he, going up the hill then, but at the moment Paris is still repelling the attack of Starburst, and this is a cracking battle as well. Hammer Time has broken that DRS. That is a crucial part of this race. He is now 6.9 seconds away from Brooks. None of those two drivers have got the penalties at the moment, and those two drivers at the moment there are currently in the box seats to win this, to one of them to win the Grand Prix. And Smithy has repelled the attack from Booty Delight, who is now in a great race, a great final part of the race, and good stuff indeed there from Booty, but he needs to sort his helmet out for the next race, I would say. Paris is now sorted, is now almost out of DRS range as well in the Williams car, and as he drives up the hill, Dukanko is now into 10th finish as well. He is flying on those tires. I think we've only had 3 safety cars in this race tonight, which is half of a bronze, and lap 22 out of 29 as the race is now starting to settle down then. And here is Dukanko now in the 9th position on the outside of Winnie. Good overtake there from Dukanko, flying through the field then. Good stuff, and away he goes then. Back to the front then, as we're on 23 out of 29 then. These are going to be very long laps for Hammer Time. There is Brooksy in the background, and I think these are going to be very long laps for Brooks, I think, and for Paris and a Starburst as well. But at the moment, as Hammer Time is also set to fast out the race. I was going to tell you about that new rule in ALR this season. That, of course, you get a point for fast out wherever you finish in the Grand Prix, so you don't have to finish in the top 10. However, at the moment, the fast out of the race is set by Hammer Time. He's got a Grand Prix win to his name already. Can he get a second Grand Prix win here tonight? That is what is up for grabs, and also taking the lead of the World Championship here in ALR Cobalt. And the gap is now 1.2 seconds then at the moment then. So Starburst 5 laps older tires on those 5 lap older tires on these hard tires then, and he is struggling to keep up now with a power set, and I think the powers would be hoping that Brooksy might run out of tires at this stage of proceedings then as well, and maybe his fight with Starburst might extend the gap potentially, and Paris could win his first Grand Prix, and we could have 4 for 4 in terms of new Grand Prix winners in ALR this this week. Fantastic that is, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed. As I got to adjust my seating position because I think this is going to get a very interesting towards the end of this one. Yes, this is going to be a very interesting, a very intense Grand Prix towards the end. Back on board with Boo Delight then, who is still behind us, Smithy at the moment. Now look into turn 10 then. Turn 11 now. I think he was just trying to annoy Smithy there, wasn't he there? Because I don't think that's normally an overtake maneuver there, unless you've almost through, or well, unless you're through then, or have a much better run then. But Ducanco has now arrived on the scene at a quite old vast array of knots, hasn't he? And there he is then, and he is now right underneath the rear wing of Booty, as a Booty is harvesting quite heavily down that back straight end. He will have DRS though from Smithy Almighty, but so will Ducanco as well. And here comes Ducanco, and he is trying to make up as many positions as he can. So remember that he has got a very strong teammate with Brooksy. Both Ducanco and Brooksy, in my mind, are probably the strongest driver lineup. And are going into a turn 1 now as a Booty, whereas he's on the inside then. But Ducanco's going to drive on the outside as well, and good racing from both drivers. A lovely 17 into the pits comes Sir David, who is thrown on the soft tires to the end of the Grand Prix. Booty is not having any of that, and he is back on the outside. Booty is there. Oh my gosh, and I'm getting very nervous here. Oh my goodness me, it's wheel to wheel stuff, and Booty's having a look on the outside. He's still in it. Oh no, that was always go. Oh goodness me, and then Booty there spinning it off. What a shame there. Perhaps he might have, perhaps he should have given up that corner. I'm thinking the same thing happened to RDW there. We said it last night that RDW perhaps should have given up the corner, but maybe the same for Booty as well. But I like that. That was good stuff indeed then. I really enjoyed that. That was a great battle between Booty and Ducanco, but unfortunately in the long run, no, Booty has really hurt himself in terms of again keeping himself in the points set. So I don't think he's going to be able to now, unless something untoward happens then towards the end of this race. Ducanco is now all over the back, and Brooksy is actually all over the back of second place Starburst as well. And there he is, and then here he comes, and he is lining up. Then he's having a look. Then oh goodness me, there. So Starburst trying to defend that, but Brooksy is having none of it. But Starburst breaking so much later. Oh no, goodness me, and I don't think that's what Paris wants, and that's not what Paris wants in this wing mirror. So the Jim's got a 3-second penalty, and Paris probably wanted. Wow, look at that! They just took it off my nose there. And yes, I think Paris would have wanted the Starbust and Brooksy to have an all-out scrap there, but unfortunately that's not the case. As Ducanco up into 7th position now, passes Smithy, and away he goes. And where can Ducanco go from there? Liam D is in front of him. He does have a penalty as well. We'll check out the penalties at the moment. As Enright said, what's happened to Hammer Time? You're so far behind. Long story, Jamie. From Serious Russia, indeed it is. Of course, Hammer Time now is on an alternative strategy, and he went on the soft tires halfway through this race, didn't he? And then of course he put his toe down, and now he's on the medium tires. And I'm not sure if that's the right strategy call there from Hammer Time. Perhaps said Picasso, I think, was absolutely barnstorming in the opening of the stage of this race, and unfortunately he is not on a good race at the moment. But remember the added rule in this year's championship is you can fastest that point from anywhere on the grid, and that is why Picasso's in the pits. That's why Sir Dave's coming to the pits as well. So they're going to be duking out then for the fastest that point net. I think it's going to be between those two. I think Howard Time's also got as well at the moment then. Brooksy hanging on quite gamely at the moment as we're on lap 26. There is Hammer Time now in the background. We've got 2 AlphaTauris in the top 10 at the moment, and Howard said that. Booty does have an 8-second penalty though to his name, unfortunately. Starburst has also got a penalty as well, and so Hammer Time doesn't really need to get past Starburst, but he does need to get past Brooksy if he wants to win this Grand Prix. So that is very much all up in the air at the moment. As can Brooksy break the curse of the pole position, which I've got to say, so far this week has been it's been a poison chalice, hasn't it? That pole position there, it really has indeed, hasn't it? And just watching Starburst again, and I'm really enjoying this part. Fantastic stuff. The Boo Delight in the pits now as well, and so I think he'll be throwing on the soft tires there and trying to see if he can get that fastest that point as well. J-Dog is now into the top 10 then for the Haas team as well, and so now both Haas cars are in the top 10. Both Alfa Romeos are in the top 10 then. Good stuff indeed then. And just on board then with Starburst as well, but I think it's Hammer Time we're going to be we should be watching out, and here he comes then, and let's see what he can do then. He's not having a look there. Of course, you have to be right alongside. Brooksy struggling at this stage of proceedings there, isn't he? I think that's what I say, he's struggling then, but they didn't really lose time to Paris, did they? Right before. There is the race leader, and oh goodness, and Hammer Time is having a look there. I thought he was losing control there. I'm wondering if he was trying to lose control, was almost losing control there, but luckily he's okay then. But he knows he's got 3 laps, so he's only got 3 laps. The time is now against Hammer Time, isn't it? So he needs to really put his toe down, but there is his target. There's the race lead just in front of him. Brooksy is de facto leading this race, and with all the of penalties around, and this is the most penalties he's had in the entire ALR races so far. Hammer time's on the look, and he's going on the inside. Then he's done 5 laps on the medium tyres. And he's got a lot more grip, and he is safely through then. And away he goes as well. And he's now up past it. His next target for Hammer time is Brooksy, and this is the battle for the Grand Prix lead then. And I would also hazard a guess, and this is also the battle for the World Championship as well then. So this is a sign of things to come. This is just an appetizer here tonight, isn't it? What an incredible Grand Prix then. Brooksy and Hammer time have had a fantastic race and to really come back after having issues then. So we got a yellow flag set. Is I think it's Jenna then just got away then. Good stuff indeed there for Jenna. And look at this. Hammer time's had a great run, and he's out of like, oh god, that's the two potential favourites then for the championship, and Barry Wills into it then. Hammer time takes the lead over Bahrain then, and there he goes then. As Brooks has got anything left in the tank then to come back at him. I don't think he has it. Hammer time leads the Grand Prix with 3 laps to go then, and Picasso has set the fast out race, also gets that bonus point for himself and for the Williams team as well. 15 cars remain. The 20 that started then. Becca said, what a move, and Serge Mushroom. Hammer's got this then. Hammer time is quick. Wow, there from Newton as well. Great stuff. The keep your comments coming in, ladies and gents. Said Paris leads the Grand Prix, 1.5 seconds. Said Hammer time in second position. Brooksy has DRS said, and Starburst is dropping off quite an alarming rate of knots now. He's 3 seconds back there. 20 laps on those hard tires then. For Starburst then. I don't think they've reached the life just yet, but they're not in a very comfortable position. Oh gosh, Booty is off the circuit, and goodness me, he has lost the whole of the wing section there as Booty was going for fastest lap, and unfortunately he's lost all the wing section there for Booty. It's been a tale of 2 halves for Booty tonight, hasn't it? Unfortunately, but he's not going to get any points then in this race. And what a shame now for Booty. Back on board with Hammer time, who is in second position, but he's in the de facto lead of this Grand Prix course, and with Paris's penalties. Let's just take a quick look at the penalties, shall we? Paris has got a 5-second penalty at the moment, and so is Starburst. Iron Knight and Liam have also got 3 seconds as well. So we've got Aston Martin has just got off the circuit there with Jenner having a couple of issues as well, just in front of us, I think. And he's just getting going now. And look at this set. I wonder if Jenner might give Paris the DRS set, but of course, I think Paris is looking at P3 now, unless Brooksy or Hammer time gets any penalties. That's very gentlemanly there from Jenner. Actually, very good stuff indeed, then getting well out of the way of the drivers that are coming through. So Serge says, but Hammer time once on track and on track 2. He does indeed, doesn't he? He's not going to settle for being second on the track and win it on the timesheet. He wants to win, doesn't he? Jado's got a 3-second penalty, but that shouldn't affect his top 10 position there. And now Hammer time is through. He takes the lead on the last lap of the Grand Prix, and good stuff indeed then. And Hammer time leads the Grand Prix now then on lap 29 out of 29. Brooksy is in a very strong second position there as the two on the front row are now first and second on the road in the final lap of the race as well. But they have switched positions. Picasso has just got past Kaz and moved himself into 12th position. I think he's also got the fastest lap at the moment then. Hammer time then on course for his second Grand Prix win of his career. His first Grand Prix win of the season as well. And he's definitely worked for this one. And he had a great win in Mexico. And now he's going to start off his season absolutely perfect, in a perfect way possible then for Hammer time. As we've already said then, the bookies have said that it's between Hammer time and Brooksy for the World Championship. But of course then, this championship is not going to be one on paper, is it? Not by a long shot, especially what we have seen on track here tonight then. It is going to be action galore right from the get-go. And Hammer time then is on this last tour then with a few corners away from home. Retirements and Cassau out of the race. Scuba Stew, Mad Dog, ZGS and Styles all out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. Styles Styles was very unfortunate though, because he had an issue with his lights there, and then not really, and he bogged down. He didn't have any lights at all, did he? And here comes Hammer time then out of turn at 15 then, and he's going to win the second Grand Prix of his career. This is his first win of the season. He wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. A fantastic race there for Hammer time. Really good stuff indeed then, and a great drive from Hammer time and for Brooks there to get themselves back into the fight after a bit of a difficult race there. Was wasn't a straightforward race by any stretch of the imagination there, but hammer time, and Brooks is doing a great job. We've got a lot of 5-second penalties, a bit unserved there, but at the moment, Liam D, and I think that's his career best of his Cobalt career. He is in 5th position. Liam D is an absolutely stupendous performance indeed for Liam D, and from 20th on the grid to 5th, that is driver of the day performance. Magnificent stuff indeed there from Liam D today. Oh my goodness me, I'm not going to argue that driver of the day performance. Liam D was absolutely standing up in the seat of that Alpine car by a 10th of a second out from Ducanco in 6th position there. J-Dog will finish in the 10th position. Sir Dave just outside the points in 10th position. Sorry, 19th on the grid. Sir Dave did go up to 11th position now. So both Alpines are doing a good job then. Picasso should get the fastest up as well as he comes across the line. And then we're just waiting for Kaz as well. And there's all the notes of the remaining finishers in this race set. Hammer time then. Well, a great start to the Grand Prix as we ride on board with the AlphaTauri, and a great way to start this race indeed. Start this season, I should say, indeed. That fantastic stuff indeed. Absolutely brilliant stuff, Fed. And Picasso saying, I'm absolutely gutted then because he had strong pace. Picasso did have strong pace in this one there. Qualifying didn't go too well, did it, and then the race as well. He was flying, wasn't he, at one point? Now, the first half of the race was absolutely brilliant stuff for Picasso, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be, was it? And hammer time now, spraying the bubbly there on top of the podium. Very good stuff indeed. Then absolutely great stuff. And Brooks in 2nd position there, and Paris there, great drive in 3rd position for the Williams team as well. That's absolutely fantastic stuff. What a way to start off! The Cobalt World Championship here in Bahrain. And we had a lot of penalties here tonight, though, didn't we? And that could be a make or break. That could be a make or break part of the season. Then. So there's hammer time. There he is, and he's standing tall then. But let's take a follow look at the classification, shall we, from the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hammer time then, who was 2nd on the grid there, wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. Once again, pole position, did get the Grand Prix win there. So, but of course, we did break that run of first time Grand Prix winners. Hammer time is the 2nd time Grand Prix winner now. Brooks in 2nd position there. 3rd position there was Paris. 4th position was a Starbus there. 5th position, Liam D. Draw of the day, fantastic. Ducanco in 6th. 7th position, Iron Knight. Smithy 8th, right in 9th position, J-Dog in 10th position, just outside the points is Sir Dave. Picasso gets fastest up and the point for 12. Kaz and Jinner, 3rd and 14th, Boo Delights in 15th, Calso, Scooby Shoo, Mad Dog, ZGS and Stars all retired from the first race in Bahrain then, here in Cobalt then. And I have been joined in the gantry now by Hammer Time. Hammer Time, an absolutely a brilliant racer. This is your 2nd Grand Prix win of your career. Talk about that. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. Then we only had 3 safety cars tonight, then, but which was as many as bronze tonight. But talk us about your strategy and what you was thinking about. Absolutely wonderful stuff indeed. Then, and what a good way to start off your championship campaign as well. I think that you leading the championship now. Then you've now become the hunted, albeit it's only been one race so far. Does that change your approach? Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done, Hammer Time. Fantastic indeed. Then let's come to Brooks. You finished 2nd today. There, Brooks, you got pole position, but unfortunately you couldn't end that hoodoo of having issues then with getting pole position and not getting the race win. And it was a bit of a difficult race as well, was there? As of course, I think you had an unscheduled stop because of a safety car issue there. well, that was such a shame. But you finished second today at the end, then, which is it's going to be important in terms of your championship campaigns. I've been saying that both you two are definitely the favourites for Cobalt. Then, sorry if Hammer Time first. Then, how are you going to approach the season? Then, with me saying that your favourites. Am I just putting too much pressure on you two? I'll talk to you first. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done then, Hammer Time. And coming to Jamie then, of course, Hammer Time said that it wasn't, sorry, coming to Brooks then, Hammer Time said it wasn't, it's a marathon, not a sprint then. Of course, as Lewis Hamilton also said that as well in Baku. What's your approach then to the season? It really was indeed. Oh, I cannot wait then. And fantastic stuff indeed then. Right then we're going to leave it there then for tonight then because I need to get some painkillers because my face is killing me. Right, we'll see you in a week's time in Spain then, of course, then for the Spanish Grand Prix. Goodness me, we've got another 4 races to go, haven't we then? For next week as well, of course. Gold, silver, bronze, and cobalt. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 7:30. We'll see you then. Goodbye.